How long has Andrew been up there?
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Garrett Harrison Stadium in Phenix City, Alabama, the home of the old Stag Bowl, as most folks know, but there's a lot of improvement since then. Turf field. I'm Doug Applin. Keith Bryan is getting ready over there. He'll be on in just a second. We have Charles Irvin helping us out tonight, and we're going to bring you all action. A delayed start here because of the rain and the lightning, so we're about 7:30. They announced would be the starting kickoff.
Yeah, Doug. It was about as bad a lightning storm as I've seen in person in quite a while here an hour or so ago. And a lot of rain. Field looks like it's in good shape, but it was a lot of rain came down. So don't know if that'll have any effect on it being slippery out there or not. But for those who tuned in and watched the coaches show this morning, Eufaula short-handed tonight. Only 44 players as of this morning made the trip. We don't know if they lost any between this morning and getting on the bus to come up this way, but short-handed and a very talented Central high school team that they'll face here tonight, led by Caleb Nix, a junior quarterback, of course, the brother of Bo Nix, Auburn starting quarterback, and the son of Patrick Nix, former Auburn quarterback and head coach here for the Central Red Devils. Nix passed for over 300 yards last week, 320 on the road at Peach County, and a big win for Central. So very tall task tonight for the Tigers, Doug, coming in here on the road against a hungry Central team that these Tigers defeated last year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's a turf field, but it is sloped. It doesn't appear to be slippery. We can't really tell yet because they hadn't gone out and done any kind of warm-ups, but they usually have a lot of pageantry up here. And remember coming up for a spring game or JV game or something a year or two ago, and the hot air balloon and just all kinds of stuff. But the weather really stopped all that tonight, and it's their home opener as they were over in Georgia last week. So it'll be interesting. Wanted to bring this up real quick so you could call and if you know somebody that might find it interesting, we're going to play it here in just a little bit and at halftime tonight. Jennifer Mock sent us a message. We offered to let Coach come on, but he had some stuff this week that he went through, and he just was a little raspy, and Jennifer sends out a nice message to everybody. We're going to be playing that here in just a little bit, so if you know somebody might want to hear that, tell them to tune in here in about the next 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll try to replay it again at halftime tonight. We appreciate them passing along. Look forward maybe to having Coach Mock on or something, maybe with Coach Rigby for a coach's show or something one day soon. So a lot of well wishes going.
Lightning right here on top of us. So so all that seems to be out of the picture at this point. So we will have some football coming up in about 40 minutes. So as they're telling me, giving the thumbs up, we're ready to go now. We'll step aside for some word from some of our sponsors, and we appreciate them sponsoring tonight's broadcast.
Deloach, Wingate & Company is a professional certified public accountant firm located at 102 Riverside Drive in Eufaula, Alabama. The firm has been in business for 30 years and has developed a number of firm specialties, including individual, corporate, partnership, nonprofit income tax returns, individual audit services, tax compliance and consulting, single audits, governmental audits, month-end reporting, payroll preparation, quarterly and annual reporting, and other general accounting and taxation consulting. Please call Deloach, Wingate & Company at 334-687-2108 or drop by their office for all of your accounting needs. Deloach & Wingate welcome the opportunity to support all of our local and surrounding schools with their athletic activities.
Pleading his case over now.
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, car, and life insurance. In Eufaula, call Alpha agents Keith or Brooke Bryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
Attention contractors, is your metal roofing provider slowing you down? Apex Metal Express fills orders within a week. 40-year finish warranty, 17 different colors, and multiple truss styles. Work more and wait less.
When it's football time, we at First Franklin Financial are big fans of our local teams, just like you. We've been part of the community for over 75 years, and when you need money for repairs or emergencies, we'll help you play offense. We offer fixed-rate loans up to $15,000 with easy payment plans and fast approvals. Visit 1ffc.com to find the location near you. Legal, all loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656.
Proudly serving the Eufaula area for.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? Is it a cool lake breeze on a hot summer day or by a warm fire on a cold night? Make every room in the house as inviting as the next. Also, make the air fresh and clean for everyone and keep humidity where it belongs. At Carrier, comfort means more than just the temperature. Contact Brown Heating and Air Condition, 714 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-5244.
Back at Garrett Harrison Stadium in Trawick Field, where the Tigers of Eufaula have made the trip up 431 to take on the Central High School Red Devils here in a cross-classification match between the 6A Tigers, the 7th-ranked 6A Tigers, against the 5th-ranked 7A Red Devils. Now, tonight's matchup, the Tigers will be shorthanded. Short crew coming up here due to COVID protocol, so that may impact the competitiveness of this game tonight. But nevertheless, Eufaula was on the winning end of the score last year. A very exciting game from Tiger Stadium, one of the most exciting games in the history of Tiger Stadium. The Tigers won 38-36 on a last-minute 70-yard bomb from Hesshorn to Ra Thomas. Super exciting game. Overall, the Tigers lead in the overall series with Central Phoenix City, 17 wins against 13 losses. There have been 3 ties in this series over the years. But this up before last year, Doug, it had been a number of years since these teams had played a regular season game. It's not uncommon for them to play in the spring to finish up spring football, but a regular season game, it had been a number of years prior to last year, but only an hour away from each other. Look for these teams to play year in and year out, I guess, depending on the outcome of the game tonight. But are we ready with the
Let's do the mock thing as we go out after some stats here in just a minute.
Okay. As we mentioned last week, a big win for Central as they went on the road to Peach County, Georgia, and they defeated Peach County 42-23 on the road. Had a chance to watch some of the stats for that game, and impressive win for them last week as they as I said, Caleb Nix, 320 yards passed.
Good evening, Tiger fans. Dwayne and I would like to take this opportunity.
Poultry with 91 yards, and their top tackler was Sirajah Muhammad with 6 tackles. So anyway, Doug, I think Doug has some more complete stats for Central. We also have the Eufaula stats from last week. The stats, Eufaula was victorious, of course, 40-8, but the stats not quite as dominant as you might expect. Tigers were beneficiaries of a couple of bad punt snaps by Carroll early on that really kind of set the pace. Overall, Eufaula ran 62 plays in the game last week against 56 for Carroll. Eufaula finished with 243 yards of offense to 153 for Carroll. Eufaula rushed for 221 to 99 for Carroll. Passing department, though, the Tigers just 22 yards through the air, and Tigers were 4 of 9 on third down. Overall, they had 15 first downs in the game, 2 of 2 on fourth down. The surprising stat from the game last week is neither team had a turnover, which is very unusual for a first week. Eufaula had 11 penalties for 62 yards against 7 penalties for 44 yards for Carroll. The leading stats for the game last week, Cotton, Copeland Cotton with 22 yards through the air. It was Jay Lewis, the leading ground gainer for the Tigers, with 120 yards rushing, and their leading receiver was Pugh. And I understand that he is not dressed out for the Tigers tonight, as he is one of the players that will miss this game tonight. So, Caviante Pugh. So, Doug, we're going to have several. We understand the top 2 receivers are out this week. I think we've got a lineman back, but we were missing 3 starting linemen last week. So it'll just be interesting to see who takes the field whenever we get underway here about 7:30.
Yeah, there's some more Tigers coming out of the locker room now. It's just going to look different, not seeing many over there. And it's going to be impressive on the Central side. They're coming out with their black jerseys and white pants. They have 172 numbered players on their roster, so the sideline will be full over here. They'll have plenty to choose from. Their stats from last week is they were victorious in last week's game. They went for 533 total yards. Of course, Nix was the leader in the passing department. He was 16 of 23 for 320 yards. It's 151.7 quarterback rating if you're checking that out. Jay Moultrie, the senior, led in rushing. He had 7 carries for 91 yards. That was the leader in the rushing department. Receiving, Moultrie was the leading receiver also. He had 2 catches for 47 yards. All-purpose yards, Moultrie had 185 all-purpose yards. The one I really wanted to talk about was Muhammad. His last name is Muhammad, senior. He's a senior, plays on the defensive side. I think he said he's a defensive end, tackle, something. He had 4 solo tackles and 2 assists last week. And I'm not sure, somewhere on here it said that he had 6 sacks. We'll try to confirm that and look that up. But they were just solid all the way around last week. Let's hope they have that second week. They saved all their mistakes for this week, as they were very solid, and the Tigers are just shorthanded this week, and we're still short on our kickers, but 47 that handled some kicking for us last week did a good job. He'll be filling in again this week. It's going to take an all-around team effort. We talked about it a little bit on the way up here, Keith. It's just a little different tonight. You can tell the Tigers are really behind the 8 ball because Coach Rigby just seemed as, I don't want to say disappointed, because he says his guys practiced well and done everything well. It just seems like every time he turns around, there's another obstacle in his face the last couple of weeks. And this is going to be something that affects the Tigers for 2 or 3 weeks going on. I mean, some of these kids that actually have COVID and not just tested positive for COVID, they got to be brought back slowly. They got to be brought back with 10, 15 minutes of practice for a few days when they first come back and gradually get back in it. It's not like they can just be cleared and brought back out on the field. So as we get ready to take another commercial break here, we're still about 20.
Good evening, Tiger fans.
It was a delayed kickoff like we talked about. Terrible lightning up here. Everybody was underneath the stands, and it was one of those lightning storms. You didn't have to announce it. Everybody knew to get out of that one. And it rained awful hard, but artificial turf, everything will be good. We're going to play a message that was sent by Jennifer Mock for Coach Mock and his family. And some commercials after that, and we'll be back with some more pregame comments.
Good evening, Tiger fans. Dwayne and I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for your love and support over the past 6 weeks. Coach Mock has touched and influenced many lives in our community. The lives that he has touched span from Demopolis Academy to Quitman County Elementary to the Lakeside School and, of course, Eufaula City Schools. We have felt the love from each of these schools. This entire community has absolutely overwhelmed us with countless blessings. Thank you to those who have fed us, sent cards, prayed for us, and taken special care of Georgia and Jada. The mock-out game last Friday night was absolutely heartwarming. Thank you to those who bought t-shirts and armbands. We know there was a lot of time and organization that went into making this night happen. Dwayne completed his last treatment this past Wednesday. We are working hard at this time to regain his energy and strength. Please keep us in your prayers as we have a long road ahead. However, we thank you for making this road easier by showing us just how much you care. We are remaining positive and Mock strong. We are cheering for our Tiger Nation at home, although there's no other place that Coach Mock would rather be than on the sideline under the Friday night lights. We love you all, and go Tigers.
With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358. Yeah, play several.
Yeah, you need to go about at least 6 of them.
Benny Whitehead Incorporated has called Eufaula home since 1965. Today, the family-owned business owns and operates 119 tractors and trailers and employs over 150 people. Benny Whitehead is nationally known as a leader in safety and keeping the air clean and fuel consumption low. Benny Whitehead Incorporated loves Eufaula and would like
Somebody cannot come to us, we go to them. It's something that we do on a regular basis, something we don't mind doing, and we work on a contingency basis.
No one has to pay us any money up front.
They do not have to pay us unless we collect for them, unless we are successful in resolving their case through a settlement or through trial.
They don't have to pay us any money unless we get favorable results for them. If you're hurt in a car wreck, call Penn and Seaborn. It won't cost you anything to see if we can help.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
You're good. I can't see it. With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358.
Does your IT infrastructure or computer equipment have you sidelined? Don't throw in the towel yet. Call Chris Wertz at Wertz Consulting at 334-695-2820.
game. Back at Trawick Field at Garrett Harrison Stadium. Of course, we didn't describe that earlier, but there's actually a replay board here. Very nice scoreboard here at the old Stag Bowl, but it does have a video board. They're playing a message right now on it, and very nice stadium, very nice field. It is an artificial turf here. Looks like it's in good shape. I'm watching one of the receivers run this out route. He didn't have any issue with his traction at all. A lot of players on the field for Central. Central is out in their group work right now, and they're, as Doug mentioned earlier, kind of looks like old throwback Falcons uniforms, white pants, black jerseys, white numerals trimmed in red, black headgear. The Tigers, if you follow, all white, white pants, white jerseys, red numerals, red headgear. And we talked about Eufaula did come in, I guess, on the heels of the win last week. They were 9th last week. They moved up to 7th in 6A on the strength of what the Tigers did last year. This team, Central, is ranked 5th in 7A. Of course, they had a very impressive road win last week at Peach County.
Yeah, they've got Eufaula this week. I think Smith Station opens up their region play next week. They've got a kind of a favorable schedule once they got the first game in Eufaula out of the way, similar to the way Opelika had last year, and I guess we'll have this year. They play some of the teams in the region that's not expected to do as well. Of course, last week Smith Station lost to Russell County. So, you know, they look to get sharper this week. They, of course, led, you talked about it, by Nix at quarterback. And the backup quarterback had quite a few yards last week. I think it's Epps. Let me double check that. Yes, and he is also a receiver for them. They are loaded, but a lot of athletes, a lot of different places. But, you know, Eufaula played with them last year, but kind of doing it with one hand tied behind their back this year because of the COVID situation. It's just going to be a little different. But, you know, like Coach Rigby said, we're going to show up. We're going to give it our best shot and just see what happens.
That's right. You only play with 11 at a time, even though they got 172 on their roster. Eufaula brought 44 to this game tonight. But kind of looking around at the top 10 while we have some time, as we said, we'll just kind of run through the 6A rankings for those that may not have looked at it this week. Number 1 in 6A is Spanish Fort. That's no surprise. Spanish Fort's there every year. Clay Chalkville, number 2. Pinson Valley, number 3. That is Patrick Nick's former team up in the Birmingham area. Briarwood Christian, number 4. Mountain Brook, number 5. The Opelika Bulldogs taking on Auburn tonight. They are number 6 in 6A. Eufaula checks in at 7. Hartselle, number 8. Homewood, number 9. And Hillcrest of Tuscaloosa, number 10. We mentioned that Central is ranked 5th in 7A. The number 1 team is Thompson. And, of course, Auburn, the Auburn High School Tigers, are number 3. It is number 3 in 7A against number 6 in 7A, just 20 miles or so up the road. And then, of course, here it's 7 in 6A against 5 in 7A. In 5A, just kind of hit the number 1 teams. Pike Road continues to roll along. They moved into 5A. They have not missed a beat. Had a big win last week. In 4A, Gordo checks in at number 1. But one interesting note in 4A, Doug, I noticed the Viger Wolves are number 8 in 4A. Can you believe that? Years ago, it was Viger at 6A when there were only 6 classifications in Alabama. They were a 6A team. Blunt was dominating in 5A if you go back 25 years or so ago. Now Blunt is a 6A team, and Viger's dropped all the way down to 4A. 3A, number 1 is Fife. And then 2A, Lynette is number 1. And the Brantley Bulldogs check in at number 1 in 1A.
Some other interesting games. I understand there are a few games that have been postponed because of COVID or whatever. But I did notice, I think it was Barber County, which is a 1A school. They shut the losing streak last week. They got one under their belt, so that's behind them. But they may take on another one. I think they were going to Russell County tonight, and Russell County beat Smith Station last week. Russell County is a 6A school playing a 1A school, so they have a tall hill to climb themselves there.
And I overlooked the fact that Abbeville, who played in the state championship game last year in Class 2A, they are number 2 this week. They haven't played a game yet, but they're number 2 in Class 2A. Second.
Let me tell you something interesting while we're in this delay here waiting to get this game started. We learned this week from some people out of Abbeville. You know, they have a beautiful new stadium they built, and you can see from the highway as you go by, but they don't have dressing rooms and they don't have bleachers, and apparently was not enough money allocated for that. And they are saying it's going to be 2 to 3 years before they can allocate enough money to actually put that in. So they are going to have a beautiful new field. They're not going to be playing on it for 2 or 3 years.
It's going to be a super nice practice field. So it's right there at the
right
school.
Now they're not even letting them practice on it. They want the grass to take root and everything. And there's a lot of discussion. They actually said that they're looking at playing 1 game a year at the old stadium just for sentimental value, or I guess. But you know, that's an awful lot to ask a school system to keep up multiple facilities like that. We went through that for a while, but it's an awful lot to do.
That's right. And I had heard that they would not be playing there this year. They did not. There was a funding issue, but I had not heard it was going to be 2 to 3 years. It looks like a nice facility with a track around it that you can see from 431, but that's unfortunate that they would not be able to take advantage of that. Because, I mean, kids that are in school now will have graduated, will never play on that field. So, at any rate, we are counting down to kickoff between the Tigers and the Red Devils of Central of Phenix City. And pretty good Eufaula crowd trickling in, considering the weather that we experienced here earlier. And, Doug, you know, we'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, based on what Coach Rigby said this morning, there'll be guys starting tonight they'll be actually playing in their first varsity game.
I wanted to ask Coach Rigby today. Of course, we get to talking to Coach Rigby, and he's full detail on the questions and stuff, and you forget sometimes. But I wanted to ask him, would he feel fortunate to be in that situation that we were in last year with a minute or two to go and lining up on offense? Of course, he won't have raw to throw to, but having a shot, just hang around and have a shot. Is that kind of what they're looking for? And I got a feeling, yes, he would take that. But they are so big and physical up on their defensive line, and of course our offensive line is where we've had a lot of holes to fill because of COVID and just starters. We graduated a lot of them last year, so it's going to be interesting to see if Eufaula is going to have time to even hand the ball off, much less throw the ball.
Yeah, that's right. I was trying to check their offensive line out. They have so many large players down there, does Central, and we'll try to bring you some of those sizes here in just a little while. But it is just unreal how big they are from a weight standpoint.
The Piggly Wiggly is one of their main sponsors up here, and that may be why, because those guys eat well from somewhere.
That's right. I mean, I'm looking across there, 285, 260, 350, 240. I mean, on the offensive line. They're even bigger on the defensive line. Folks, they have probably 7 or 8 guys that go above 300 pounds on their roster. One that goes 400 pounds as he's listed on the roster.
Well, to give them an idea, I mean, we had Coleman last week. We talked about how impressive he was up the middle. He's wearing a different number tonight as they had to use him, I think, some on the offensive side tonight. But Coleman just wreaked havoc in the middle last week, and he's not quite as big as some of their guys, but their guys is watching film and stuff is as active as Coleman, and they're going to create as much trouble as he would. But they've got 6 or 7 of them where we have, one guy in the middle. So
that's right.
Callaway, I'm sorry. Not Coleman,
Callaway. But, Doug, just looking at defensive lineman, 6'2", 300. That's one of the guys that will play, number 44, Marquise Baker. And but going down the list, some of these guys may not play a lot, but 6'1", 285, 6'2", 350, 6'3", 360, 6'2", 375, 6'2", 280, 5'11", 350, 5'11", 290, 6 foot 350. It's just they just run one after another out. Like I said, even number 99, a defensive lineman, listed at 400 pounds.
And the thing when you look at their defensive front, of course they're deep in the defensive backfield also, but their defensive front players have footwork that Coach Smith would like to have on the basketball team. I mean, they're just well coached and ready for the next level.
That's right. I mean, Patrick Nix, of course, he played at Auburn nearly 30 years ago. He's been an offense coordinator at University of Miami and at Georgia Tech. I'm not sure where else he's coached in college, Doug, but has a wealth of experience. And of course, they played for the state championship. Actually, they won a couple of state championships at Pinson Valley, 6A. So a lot of experience for Nix, and
he came in off the success of Dubose.
That's right,
Jamie Dubose that was here, that's over in Georgia now. He was at Eufaula one time, and he had successful stints at Prattville and other places, and came in here and won a state championship here.
That's right.
And when he left, Nix fit right in, and that worked out well for him with Bo being so close over at Auburn. And last year when we played, his son, the quarterback here now, was just, I think, a sophomore.
Yeah, Caleb.
And they had another quarterback. So they were really in a quarterback controversy. And I think we felt like that if maybe the other quarterback that night had a little bit of a hotter hand, and we was glad we didn't see him as much as we did. But this year, going into game one, no quarterback controversy. It's Nix all the way here.
And interesting, it looks like Nix is the holder out there for extra points. I don't know if he'll be for field goals as well, but he was definitely spotted it down right there on that extra point, which was one of the final things that they're going to do. They're gathering up in the end zone. But, Doug, you just never know. That's why you line them up and play them. And, Eufaula won this game last year, but, the overwhelming sense is it's super long odds tonight.
And one thing it may come down to is we're sitting here watching our guys' warm-ups is it's a pretty good kick there from 36 yards. So a little bit off on that one, but he had made one right before that. So, next week we'll get some more folks back. But again, folks, 20 people plus out. It's going to tell on the Tigers, not just last week, not just this week. This is something that's going to affect the Tigers roster for several weeks. And like Coach said today in the coaches show, you just want to get through the first part of the season. You want to try to win your area games and be at full strength at the end of the season.
Well, that's right. He said it could really bode well toward the end because it was going to develop depth. They could have more depth than they've had because of it. So it could end up being a silver lining because if you can just make it to the playoffs, everyone is 0-0 heading into the playoffs, and everyone had home field advantage counts for something, but you still got to play it for 60 minutes on the field.
I don't know. As I'm sitting here watching
48 minutes
Central. They come running out of the end zone to huddle up out at the 35, and maybe it's just me. Maybe this end of the field's a little faster, but they look like a bunch of gazelles coming out of the end zone. Nothing slow about any of those guys in black and white down there. Very similar uniforms to Dothan High, if some people remember the Dothan High. Dothan High had red numbers usually. They were hard to pick up, but the black jerseys, black helmets, very similar.
Yeah, so – and you talked about them sprinting up the field. Didn't look like anybody was really lagging behind, even those big boys. So, yeah, it's definitely a tall task for the Tigers tonight. And you may get tired of hearing us say that at home, but it's long odds. Of course, the Tigers will have Jay Lewis, who ran for over 100 yards last week. He will be in the game tonight. Slade Seaburn, one of the leaders on the defensive side of the ball, he is dressed out and playing tonight. We've yet to see Yanze Pierre. We're not sure if he is going to be playing or not. We'll have to check that out when the Tigers are huddled up now. It may be the pregame warm-ups may be over for the Tigers at this point, but we'll have to check that. Patrick. Some last-minute Red Devils. We'll step aside for a few minutes. We'll be back with more on the Brown Hegan Air broadcast booth here from Garrett Harrison Stadium after this commercial break.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your car is one of the largest investments you have, so keep it looking new at Impressive Collision Center. The family at Impressive Collision Center has been in business since 1940. They work closely with all insurance companies or can give you a great price on your minor mishaps. And don't forget to check out all the accessories from install winches, brush guards, and bed covers. Go by or give them a call. Impressive Collision Center, 317 South Eufaula Avenue, 687-4400.
Hueytown.
It's football time, and as always, Willie T's Chicken Fingers is in the starting lineup for all your tailgating needs. Make your way on over to Willie T's and check out our chicken fingers, wings, burgers, fries, coleslaw, and all the good menu items we have available for you. Don't forget to pick up your party tray for your next party or tailgate. And while you're there, make sure to pick up some of that wonderful Willie T's special sauce. Come see us at 126 State Docks Road or call 334-616-0075. Open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m.
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, car, and life insurance. In Eufaula, call Alpha agents Keith or Brooke Bryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue. When it's football time, we at First Franklin Financial are big fans of our local teams, just like you. We've been part of the community for over 75 years, and when you need money for repairs or emergencies, we'll help you play offense. We offer fixed-rate loans up to $15,000 with easy payment plans and fast approvals. Visit 1ffc.com to find the location near you. Legal, all loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656.
Good for now.
Welcome back to the First Franklin Financial pregame show in the Brown Heat and Air broadcast booth here at Garrett Harrison Stadium as we are counting down to kickoff between the Eufaula High School Tigers and the Central High School Red Devils. Tigers making some last-minute adjustments, and Coach Rigby talking the guys up down there. They did not go back into the locker room. They are in the end zone to our left, which I suppose would be the north end zone here at Garrett Harrison Stadium. Doug, I tell you what, Central really supports their high school football. I mean, there were people here, a big crowd under the stadium. I went down during the rain delay, and they really, a lot of people support. Not only do they have over 100 players on the roster, but a lot of fan support, a lot of community support.
Well, that comes along with winning, especially at the 7A level, and they've been winning a lot over the past few years. And another thing we noticed, and folks that are involved in the booster club and stuff like that will appreciate this. Not only when they serve reserve seats and ticket sales, they actually have they do a lot of tailgating here. Now, a lot of it got washed out tonight, I'm sure, but they actually have a building here somewhere close by that they serve pregame meals in to the boosters that buy tickets and stuff, and it's sponsored by different restaurants that cater it. And they tailgate in the parking lot here next to Lagoon Park, and they really put on the show.
Yeah, looking at the captains for Central, Jordan Moultrie, the running back who had nearly 100 yards last week, 6 foot, 215-pound senior. He is a captain for them tonight, along with Carmelo English, a wide receiver, 6'1", 175, as is James Smyer. He is a linebacker at 6'3", 220. So looking also down here, they have a big student section. I see a lot of Hawaiian flowery shirts. I see some Lays. That must be some kind of theme for tonight's game, I'm assuming, or maybe that's just what they wear every week. But you see that a lot when you see some of those televised games of some of those big 7A teams up around Birmingham, whatever. They'll have a big student section that really supports the team, and they're several rows deep here to our right. So good atmosphere for a high school football game. A pretty good traveling crowd from Eufaula. The captains for Eufaula tonight will be Tristan Carroll, along with number 58. That will be Callaway,
yes.
Adrian Callaway. As we mentioned earlier, Eufaula in all white pants, white jerseys, red numerals, red headgear. Central in the white pants, the black jerseys, the white numerals, and the black headgear.
Officiating crew, of course, out of Phenix City here. Same one we use, though. Same crews that come to Eufaula. So I guess they were pretty close when they said kickoff would be about 7:30 our time after the rain delay. Serious lightning. Nobody could get out and warm up.
So, Doug, you win the toss if you're Coach Rigby. Do you take the ball or do you kick?
I try to get as many points and as many chances at getting points as I can get.
So we're about to have the coin toss. Really a big delay. A lot of discussion down there on the coin toss.
He's lining them up. I guess Callaway's going to call it, so he has to stand in a certain spot. Really, that's probably the most instructions I've seen from the head official.
I don't know that the whole time we've been kind of delayed, not talking a lot. We've been watching down here. Surely would like to know what all he has said to them. The coin is in the air. He's showing it to Eufaula. I can't tell from that who won the toss. He talked to Eufaula first, but you really can't tell.
But Eufaula pointed first to which way they wanted to go. So it's probably, and it is Central will receive. And they were Central. Eufaula will be kicking from left to right as we view the field from the home side, which would be north to south here in Phenix City.
So we're just about to get started here in the Brown Heat and Air broadcast booth. About to wrap up the First Franklin Financial pregame show and have the kickoff here from Garrett Harrison Stadium. And Doug, we did not get the entire name of the young man who kicked last week for Eufaula, number 47. I called Coach Rigby. He said Silas.
I was going to say, could you pronounce it even if you did?
He said Silas, I think is what he said.
He kicked some for us last year, I understand.
Okay.
We have two kickers that are both supposed to be with the team tonight, but not dressed out and playing. One of them is a young man we used last year.
Brando Gonzalez Morales.
Yes, and we'll see them probably as soon as next week.
Right. And he did a good job last year. I think we saw him for the first time for Crampton Bowl, and did a good job. So it will be this Central offense we see for the first time. Caleb Nix, the junior quarterback who passed for 320 yards last week, 3 touchdowns. We'll see him in a talented receiving core, a talented line, a talented running back group first here. And they've got a pregame video just like you might see at a college stadium.
Well, there will be a delay of game. Eufaula's out huddled up ready for the kickoff, and the clock's been at zeros, but now here comes Central through the smoke and the cheerleaders. They let the video finish before they come out.
Somehow I think that we won't see a penalty flag for that, Doug.
I don't think
the opening game of the season here at home for Central. So they're just about to make it on the sidelines. I'll tell you what, that's some pretty impressive smoke machine they've got down there. The smoke continues to drift along out to midfield now. Pretty thick, about as thick as you'll see. Maybe the atmospheric conditions are contributing to that. But
well, I'll tell you what, it's hugging the ground like a Louisiana swamp as it's drifting across the field. It's going to take a couple minutes for that to get out of the way. Of course, Eufaula will be kicking off into it. So the way it's drifting, I'm assuming that we're kicking into what little breeze there is at this time. A pretty good breeze when that storm came through, sitting up here in this press box, but now it's pretty much gone, and we'll see. Going back deep for Central will be number 1 and number 2. Epps is 3. Moultrie's number 1. And we'll try to get these other numbers. They have such a huge roster. It might take us a minute.
Yeah, they have duplication, so sometimes we may or may not get it right. Assuming that number 2 is the wide receiver, Carmelo English. Of course, they only have number 1.
3 number 2, 3 number 4s, 3 number 7s, just for an example.
Ball's in the air. It's going to come down at the 14-yard line. It'll be number 4 instead. He's going to be running out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line, around the 29-yard line. It was number 22 for Eufaula, Trey Henry, providing the defense for Eufaula. It was Amiri Hopkins that on the return. Actually, it's Jamil Johnson on the return for Central.
1st and 10 from the 29. I like the neon side markers on both sides of the field, too. It's going to make it easy to pick up what down it is.
So Central from shotgun formation, tight bunch set, one back in the backfield with Nix. It was a man who returned the kickoff
They had a right or left guard. I missed it there to make it just a little flinch, and that's going to cost Central 5 yards right off the bat. So it'll be 1st and 15 now from the 24-yard line.
So tight bunch set. Receiver stacked to the right, one back in the backfield, motion back to the right. So unbalanced line to the right. Nix is going to throw a wide receiver screen that way. It's going to be number 2 who catches it. He gets forward for 6-7 yards, actually to the 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 7 as he just picked his way along the line of scrimmage. That was complete to Carmelo English, who was the captain tonight for Central, 6'1", 175-pound sophomore receiver.
Bunch set, and they had the receiver Moultrie in motion who got a good block over there for him.
2nd down and 8 from the 31-yard line. Trips receivers to the left. They send motion that way. They're going to throw it to the back who's in motion. It's going to be the back, number 1. He's going to break tackles. He's going to get up near a first down. He'll be about a yard short at the 38-yard line. Goes Jordan Moultrie. So it'll be 3rd down and 1 after a back-to-back 7-yard receptions on just screen plays.
Yep, just out to the side. You know, as Eufaula's thin, they're probably thinking wear that front down early.
So 3rd down and 1. One back, Moultrie in the backfield with Caleb Nix, a junior quarterback. Motion back to the right. It'll be Nix taking it. He'll hand it to Moultrie, who has running room, a lot of running room. He's in the secondary. Tigers are going to tackle him after he gets into Tiger territory down at the 37-yard line of Eufaula. So from the 38-yard line of Central to the 37-yard line of Eufaula, 25 yards for Jordan Moultrie. So 1st and 10, the very first down of the game for either team. And Central, just like that, in Tiger territory, in business with 10:24 to go here in the first quarter. A lot of movement, a lot of shifting, a lot of motion for Central. They have one receiver split wide to the left, which is the wide side of the field. Nixon, shotgun, he's going to look to throw. He has a man out there. It's going to be good defensive play by the Tigers that time. It looked like it would probably be a touchdown, but number 13, LaDevin Spencer, jumped up at the last minute. I'm not sure if he tipped the ball, Doug, but he definitely distracted the receiver and caused it to fall incomplete.
Yeah, it did look like he might have got a hand on it a little bit there, but really hard to tell from where we are, but it was enough distraction anyway for that to go incomplete. Sets up a 2nd and 10 now for the Red Devils. Not getting any pressure on Nick so far with that big line.
Motion, empty backfield. Nick's looking to throw. He's going to throw a screen. It's a wide receiver screen, but the Tigers were there to diagnose that. It'll bring up 3rd and long. It was Adrian Callaway, who was there to meet the back immediately, and that was Camilo English once again on the reception. That play actually going to lose. No, they're going to give him forward progress back up around the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or so downfield. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 9. They'll give him right at a yard on that play, but they call it 3rd and 10 on the announcer, but it's going to be a short 10, a long 9. Stack receivers to either side, a little bit of early movement. Nick's going to flush and run this time. He's going to pull it down. He's going to have his first down as he dives down near the 25-yard line. He gets down to the 26. His first down would have come at the 27. That was good awareness that time by Nix as he pulled it early. He had some room up the middle. He made a man miss about 3 yards downfield and was able to dive in for his first down. He needed 9. He got 10.
I saw Coach Rigby pointing over there. Pierre was, let's say they had a little assistance with some hands on him that time on the outside.
So good to see Yanze Pierre in the game for the Tigers. Nix takes it. It's going to throw a quick pass. It's a fade route. It's going to be caught. It's going to be out of bounds inside the 5, down around the 2-yard line. They'll set up a 1st and goal. That play covered 22 yards from the 26 to the 24 yards. I'm sorry, 24 yards. So 1st and goal, Red Devils. Their the 3rd first down of this drive that began back at the 29-yard line of Central. 8:43 on the clock. 1st and goal, Central from the 2-yard line. Wide receivers to either side. Handoff to the running back over right side, and a big hit in the backfield. Number 25 for Eufaula, B.J. Hunter sliced in. He's a linebacker, a junior. He came in and made the tackle in the backfield for, we'll call it a loss of a yard on the play, back to the 3-yard line. They said gain of 1, but he was hitting the backfield. They say maybe it was at the 3-yard line, second goal from the 2. They're going to throw it in the end zone. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. Very nice play. Great catch on the play. That was number 2, once again, Carmela English. He's listed as a 10th grader, 6'1", 175. Doug, they've really targeted him a lot here on this first drive to be a sophomore. Very talented sophomore for Central. And with 8:17 to go in the first quarter, Central has scored the first points of the game, and they lead 6-0.
Yeah, that was just a great throw and catch. They do a good job of isolating him one-on-one out to the side. They feel like they got a mismatch there, and Eufaula held up a couple of times, but that time just a great catch by the receiver.
There's smoke in the air once again. It makes it difficult for us to see. It will be Nix. Caleb Nix will be the holder for Central. We saw him doing that in warm-ups. He will actually do it in the game as well.
Number 21 is the kicker.
There's the snap, the spot, the kick is up and good, and 7-0 is the score with 8:17 to go in the first quarter. Doug, we'll see the Eufaula offense for the first time tonight. Eufaula last week pretty much so one-dimensional, as the majority of the yards came on the ground against Carroll last week. A different animal tonight altogether in these Red Devils the Tigers will be playing, so we'll see what the Tigers have in store for the Red Devils. As we said, the Tigers short-handed tonight. Only 44 players made the trip. Over 20 players out due to COVID protocol this week for the Tigers. So very short-handed Tigers. But I'll tell you what, Doug, the Tiger defense, I thought played well, even though that they gave up a touchdown there on that first possession. It's a very talented Red Devil team that they're facing. But they made some very good plays during that drive, albeit ending in a touchdown for Central.
Yeah, it was about, I think, 9 plays, and they pretty much drove around. I guess it was 70, 75 yards somewhere in there. I know you have those stats over there. And they'll line up to kick the Eufaula man back deep.
It was a 9-play drive, 6 of which were passes. Fair catch for the Tigers back inside the 20. That was Markia Harris, the sophomore running back who caught that. But 3 runs for 34 yards for Central in that first drive. So you follow from the night. They're going to give it to them at the 19-yard line. I thought if you fair catch the ball, you get it at the 25, Doug. I don't understand that. It will be a handoff off left side. It's going to be Jay Lewis across the 20, up around the 24, almost the 25-yard line. So the better part of 5 yards on that first down play, a running play from Jay Lewis.
Number 10, Lewis on the carry.
Lewis is going to have his work cut out for him tonight against that big, fast Red Devil defense.
Shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield with Cotton. It'll be Lewis once again sweeping the left side. He's going to be around the end. He'll have a Tiger first down as he takes it across the 30 up to around the 33-yard line. So give him 9 yards on that second play. So already Lewis with 14 yards on 2 carries and a Tiger first down.
You follow quickly back up. They're not going G-line. They're spreading it out a little bit. Number 3 had a shot at him in the backfield. Lewis just ran through the tackle.
High snap that time. It's going to be a quarterback sweep to the right, and backside pursuit caught him at the 30-yard line for a 3-yard loss.
Cotton wasn't the intended ball carrier there. It was just a high snap, and by the time he gathered it in, his running back Lewis had already gone by, so it was run with it or go down. He did a good job of trying to make something happen, but that's going to set up a 2nd and 13 for the Tigers.
2nd and 13, number 30.
High snap again, and the ball's on the ground. It's going to be
Central. Now,
did they toss it forward? That's an incomplete pass, Doug. That's a big break.
I did hear a quick whistle, so that is a possibility for us.
Yeah, he tossed it forward, so it is going to be an incomplete pass. It brings up a 3rd and long. But the Tigers did pick up the first down on the first 2
actually,
plays.
It goes back to the line of scrimmage. It should be 3rd and 13 again.
Yeah, it is. It's at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 13. Look, I'm not sure who's at center. We'll have to check the number, but he does not have decals on the helmet.
It's 50, the same number from last week.
Cotton is going to be pressured. He's going to go down at the 21-yard line. It was a big rush from the get-go that time. He really did not have a chance to do anything. He was sacked by big number 3. I don't believe we have him on our roster, Doug. He's not a quarterback at 6'1", 175.
He's listed at defensive end. It's Tamarin Parker, a junior, 6'4", 223 pounds.
Okay. So that was a loss of 9 on that play. So unfortunately, Cotton with 2 carries for negative 12 yards on that possession. Eufaula going to punt. Only 2 yards from where they took over at the 19, despite getting a first down on this possession. There's a punt.
79's got to block him.
A lot of pressure, but it's going to take a Central bounce, and Central will take over in Tiger territory at the 46-yard line with 6:12 to go in the first quarter of play.
Yeah, that was awful close to being blocked there as the upback, number 79, just kind of waved his arm at one guy. He's a little quicker than he thought he was. He almost got back there and blocked that. I'm sure they'll address that with him on the sideline to at least get a little more bump on him to keep that. That could have been a disaster. So they'll come out with a 7-point lead, the Red Devils, and the ball in Tiger territory. Keith, I wouldn't be surprised to see them take a shot right here with number 2 again until Eufaula can shift over and do something about that mismatch.
You had the stats from last week. How many pass attempts did Nix have last week? It was I know he had 320 yards passing. They had over 500 yards total last week, but
he was 16 of 23 for 320 yards.
So 23 pass attempts. He had
20-yard average.
He had 6 pass attempts on that first drive. He was 5 of 6.
3 TDs and no interceptions.
Yeah, he was 5 of 6 on that first possession for 41 yards. 5 of 6 for 41 yards and a touchdown on the first possession.
With 6 minutes and 12 seconds, I guess they went ahead and took a heat timeout. We should have took a commercial during that, but we'll catch up with it here in a few minutes. They've yet to call the teams back out. It just depends. We've been different places, different officials from the same association sometimes. Some of them take 2 minutes, some of them take 1 minute, some of them take till they're ready to come back, I think. But they whistle for them to come back out now, and Tigers will see if they can get a big play on defense. It was a good defense last week, and they made Central work for that first one a little bit there. Had them backs against the wall a couple of times on third down, but Central was able to put it in the end zone. Let's see if we can get a stop here.
It's going to take turnovers, Doug, for the Tigers to have a chance to stay competitive in this game, as shorthanded as they are tonight. But Nix has them out 4 wides, 2 to either side, 1 back, the big back Moultrie in the back, Jordan Moultrie in the backfield with Nix. He's looking to throw. He's looking down the right side. Has a man there. It's complete inside the 40. He'll turn upfield and be run out of bounds about the 32-yard line. So a quick gain of 14 on that first down play for Central. That makes Nix 6 of 7 for 55 yards through the air.
And if they didn't call holding that time on our guy that was in for Pierre, on number 99 was on the outside, we're not going to get a holding call against them tonight, as he nearly undressed him over there, and they're going to flip-flop sides this time.
1st and 10 for the Red Devils from the 32-yard line. Nix looking to throw. He's going to throw one deep. Has a man there. It's going to be dropped inside the 5-yard line. That pass intended for number 13 that time. Marquez Terry.
Nix looked pretty good on that one. He laid that one in there, like we've said before, like a butterfly, soft feet, hurt feet or something. He laid it in there, just dropped it.
It's going to be the running back around the end. He's going to first down and more as he's down the sidelines. He'll be run out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. So give him 12 yards on that carry for a Central Red Devil first down. That's Jordan Moultrie.
Run down these stats. Central's adding up early. It's popping faster than movie theater popcorn over here, adding up in a hurry. These stats. Tigers got to bow the back, stop them.
Slot to the left, wide side of the field, motion to that side from Moultrie. Nick's looking to throw. He's going to throw it back on a kind of a wide receiver screen inside. He was a delay slant back across the field. That's a short gain inside the 20. They're going to call it a gain of 3. It's more like 4. It's down close to the 16-yard line. The first down would come just short of the 10-yard line. So call it second down and we'll just call it 2nd and 7. But yet another pass play. They really put pressure on the defense. Nick's in shotgun formation. He has
whistle.
It's going to be a timeout for Central. With timeout on the field, we'll step aside for a timeout as well. Be back after this commercial break.
Proudly serving the Eufaula area for over 30 years, Wertz Consulting is here to help you with all of your IT needs. Call Chris Wertz at 334-695-2820.
Crater, did I hear you say?
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? Is it a cool lake breeze on a hot summer day or by a warm fire on a cold night? Make every room in the house as inviting as the next. Also, make the air fresh and clean for everyone and keep humidity where it belongs. At Carrier, comfort means more than just the temperature. Contact Brown Heating and Air Condition, 714 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-5244. With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358.
Back in Phenix City, going under center. No, he's going to shift back, but they shifted the trip receivers to the right, one to the left, one back, Moultrie in the backfield with Nix. Nix looking to throw. He's rolling to his right. Pierre on the chase. Pierre's going to dive. Nix throws it. He might have been across the line of scrimmage. Yes, he must have been across the line of scrimmage. There's a flag out, but a great effort in the end zone by a Tiger diving to deflect that ball away. It would be 3rd down and 7 if the Tigers decline this penalty, Doug. If they take it.
They had a receiver over about the 14-yard line. They're talking to Coach Rigby.
That's a loss of down penalty, so they'll definitely take it. I think it's 5 yards and a loss of down throwing across the line of scrimmage.
That is the call.
It was Pierre.
They declined it.
I thought it was a loss of down. Maybe I'm wrong in high school. You kind of get confused as to some of the rules differ from college to high school to NFL. So, but it was Pierre who was chasing Nix. He laid out. And he's the one who forced Nix across the line of scrimmage on that.
Unlike you, he says it's declined, and it should have been a loss of down. He had his hand on top of his hat, which means loss of down. But for whatever reason, that's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
I don't know if they're discussing that now. Maybe I don't know. There's more discussion going on here, but
well, if you decline it, it still would be, yeah.
Maybe somebody can leave us something in the chat to let us know. Motion back to the right on 3rd down. He turned up early, but they didn't throw a flag. They throw it to the man who turned up early, and there is a flag on the field as they were going after Yanze Pierre on that play. There was a man on top of him, and the flag came down right at that point. That pass was incomplete. It would be 4th and 7, depending on this penalty.
Well, if it's a dead ball personal foul, that would be marked off, and they wouldn't get the.
They're already marking the penalty.
They're calling it holding, so obviously not going to give them a chance to decline it or anything. It's going to be 3rd down all over again, I guess.
Would you not decline if you decline the last penalty?
He marked it off, and now he's back and changing it. Yeah, thanks, man. So we'll see. It should have been from the spot of the foul. Maybe he marked it off from the line of scrimmage, but we'll see. And maybe the Tigers decided to decline it, and it'll bring up 4th down. So apparently that's what they done. Where they got it marked, he almost gained a yard when they brought it back down the field. But they're going to show 4th down. Apparently the Tigers are going to decline that. And it'll bring up 4th down according to the yard markers. And Red Devils will go for it.
4th and 7 from the Tiger 16-yard line. Nix drops back. There was movement. He throws it. It's batted down. The Tiger defense is held. Getting in there, number 24, Jalen Page, a linebacker, deflected that Nix pass, Doug, and you got to take your hat off to this Tiger defense there that held Central after they took over at the 46-yard line of Eufaula. So
they made a great adjustment. Nix, you talked about his stats in the first drive. He was only 2 for 6 there for 18 yards.
So a 7-play, 30-yard drive yields nothing for the Red Devils, and the Tiger offense is on for their second time tonight. Handoff, and going to be taken down right at the line of scrimmage.
Number 3 was waiting on him as soon as whatever that was. We didn't have number 3 accounted for in the blocking scheme.
That was Harris. So second down, they call it a loss of 1 on the play. So second down and 11. It's going to be Cotton who takes it. He hands off to Lewis. Lewis gets through. He's breaking tackles. Lewis takes it up across the 20. So give Lewis 5 yards on that play. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers from there just across the 20, right at the 21-yard line.
If you're just joining us, Central Red Devils lead the Tigers 7-0 with just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. They're coming after Cotton.
Cotton looking to throw. He's yet to attempt to pass tonight. It's complete to Birch Cochran. Cochran, though, is going to work up. I think the ball came out. He was trying to fight for additional yards. He was hit pretty hard right around the 23-yard line. Ball came out. Central says they have it, and indeed they do. So the first turnover of the season for the Tigers comes at a bad time. The Tiger defense had just held, and that would have been 3 and out for Eufaula. But the turnover gives the ball back to Central.
And just outside the red zone, they're set to put more points on the board with 3:39 to go in the first quarter of play.
Lewis with only 3 carries so far in the game, but he has 3 carries, I guess, for around 19 yards total.
Nix is flanked by number 4 to his right. He's shotgun formation.
Big back. Motion back to the right side. Nick's throwing once again. He's looking back. Yeah. He's got pressure. He's going to pull it down. Nick's has got a good speed. He is hit hard. The ball came out. The ball came out. We'll see what they
marking it right where Pierre fell on it. But the head official comes up and says second down. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That's about a 4-yard gain, but
yeah, the ball definitely came out. Janze Pierre was there to follow him, but Doug, I don't see any argument from the Tigers, so you would think that there would be some argument. But from where we sit, it certainly looked like a fumble and a recovery.
It was right in front of the Central bench, so hard to see all the way across that field.
Second down and 6. Going to be a handoff this time. Running back turning it upfield. He's going to be inside the 5. He's going to roll into the end zone for a touchdown. It was one of those situations where it's almost like the Michael Dyer play in the national championship game for Auburn 11 years ago, where he rolled over. He was slung down, but he rolled over a Tiger player inside the 2-yard line, and he rolled into the end zone for the touchdown. So that's a 20-yard run for the touchdown by number 4, Amiri Hopkins. Jamel Johnson. He is a 6'1", 195-pound senior running back. So here's the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And no good, they say. There's a glare on the glass here. It looked good from here, but must have been a reflection of the other goalpost I saw. 13-0 with 2:46 to go here in the first quarter of play.
Let's take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358.
Back at Garrett Harrison Stadium, where the Tigers trail the Red Devils 13-0. Still 2:46 to go here in the first quarter. The Tigers had held the Red Devils on downs a moment ago, but then on 3rd down and 6, the Tigers threw a complete pass. Unfortunately, at the end of that play, it was fumbled, and the Red Devils capitalized on the Eufaula turnover. The first turnover of the season for Eufaula. They moved 24 yards in only 2 plays to take a 13-0 lead. Ball's on the tee. The kick is away. It's a short pooch kick. It's going to call for, it's actually going to be Sebring on the return. He catches it on the run. He's going to take it up near the 40-yard line. He's going to take it to the 39-yard line. So the best starting field position so far of the night for Eufaula on their third possession of the night. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the 39, but a great return that time by Slade Sebring as he came running up on that short kick and just took it on the run, and a nice return that time for Sebring and the Tigers. 2:38 to go in the first quarter. Pair of backs flank Copeland Cotton. He's going to take the snap and hand it off to Jay Lewis. Lewis is going to spin forward, and he's going to spin across the 40 to the 45-yard line. So 6 more yards for Jay Lewis on just very hard running that time. Give that to Lewis on the effort. He goes up to 25 yards rushing on 4 carries tonight. 2nd down and 4 now for the Tigers from the 45-yard line. Copeland Cotton in shotgun formation. It'll be Lewis at the left side this time. Penetration, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage on great individual effort, but it'll set up 3rd down and 4. No gain on that play.
Big 3rd down here. You hate to throw your defense right back out there. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, because after that last fumble, you're down 13. You need something positive here.
Tigers with 1 first down in this game. That came on their first possession after 2 Lewis runs. Picked up 14 yards on 2 carries. It'll be a handoff once again inside. It's going to be stacked up right there after a yard gain out to the 46-yard line. That brings up 4th down and 3 from the 46-yard line of Eufaula. The first down would come at the 49. 1:30 the clock rolling here in the first quarter. But the punt team coming on for Eufaula after that 1-yard gain. Tigers pick up 7 yards in 3 plays there, all on the ground. The Tigers have 1 completion in this game. Copeland 1 of 2 for 2 yards. Tigers also have 1 turnover in this game.
Watch their left end coming in on our right side. Let's see if we can get a hand on him this time, because he almost blocked it.
Yeah. There's a kick. It's away from Anderson. It's a good kick. It's going to come out the 20-yard line. Doug, I tell you, he'd be a great pooch punter, because so far tonight, at least on this surface, the ball is hitting and bouncing straight up, like you see the college and the NFL kickers, how they kick those balls that go in over in and they bounce straight up. That's what we've seen so far. The ball's going to be down at the 21-yard line.
It's one of those things you talked about. He's not normally kicking, but as the year goes on, we'll remember some of these kids that can do certain things, and that'll help us out in the long run when we get over some of these limited roster, get a lot of our players back.
So Central quickly back out with 56 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It'll be the Central 4th possession of the night for Central already, and a lot of movement up front.
Snap. They had to have been offside. Everybody moved but the center. They have run motion every play tonight. At that time, I don't know, the center just didn't get the message of the snap count. That's going to be false start against Central. Back them up 5 yards to the 16-yard line. But, they had a 5-yard penalty on their first drive, and we forced them into, I think, a 3rd down situation on that one, but couldn't quite hold them.
So 1st and 15 from the 16-yard line. The first time Central has been inside their own 20 tonight. Nix will take it. Going to throw the wide receiver.
7-on-7.
Yep. He was coming on a kind of a delayed slant that time. He caught it. A big hit from number 7, Justin Davis of Eufaula. But 7 for Central held on to it. It's going to be an 8-yard gain. Actually, it's going to be a 9-yard gain out to the 25-yard line on a completed pass.
Well, they gave him a little bit there because he never saw that far. He was brought down short of that.
Nix in shotgun formation has 3 receivers split wide, has running back in the backfield with him. He's looking left. He's going to throw a pass. It's going to be a miscommunication that time. The receiver ran a hook route, sat down around the 35-yard line. Nix threw it pass beyond the 50-yard line. Good coverage that time. It was 13 on 13 that time. 13 of Eufaula, LaDevin Spencer guarding number 13 for Central. It'll bring up a 3rd down, Doug. 3rd down and 6 yards to go. The first down would come at the 31-yard line of Central. So a big play for the Tiger defense. Could force the first punt of the night for Central.
Eufaula has a lot of confidence in their wide, deep backs. They're coming after the quarterback.
Nix takes it. delayed blitz. They're going to throw it over the middle. It's going to be nearly intercepted. A great play on the ball that time. 23, Jacovius Moss. He's a sophomore. He broke under the receiver that time, English, and nearly came up with a big interception. That would have been a big turnover, Doug, for the Tigers if he could have come up with that interception at the 35-yard line. As it is, it's a fourth down punting situation for Central.
And with the incomplete pass and 5.3 seconds left, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Good spot here for them to pull Carroll of Ozark and just let one go right on back into the end zone with a bad snap.
Driving back deep for Eufaula, Slade Seaburn. Now joining him back there is going to be Eric Dortch. There's a punt. Seaburn's going to come up. He's going to let it hit. It takes a neutral bounce. Actually, Eufaula bounce goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Central. So Eufaula, when we come back for the second quarter, will be in good starting field position in Red Devil territory, trailing 13-0. We'll step aside, be back with more from the Brown Higgin Air broadcast booth at Garrett Harrison Stadium after this commercial break.
Somebody cannot come to us, we go to them. It's something that we do on a regular basis, something we don't mind doing, and we work on a contingency basis.
No one has to pay us any money up front.
They do not have to pay us unless we collect for them, unless we are successful in resolving their case through a settlement or through trial.
They don't have to pay us any money unless we get favorable results for them. If you're hurt in a car wreck, call Penn and Seaborn. It won't cost you anything to see if we can help.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Does your IT infrastructure or computer equipment have you sidelined? Don't throw in the towel yet. Call Chris Wertz at Wertz Consulting at 334-695-2820.
They're trying to use him as
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, bring us back. Here we are.
All right, we're back. We're back in the Brown Higgin Air broadcast booth as the Tigers have it in business at the 42-yard line of Central. Just 12 minutes to go here in the second quarter, as this will be the first play of the second quarter. Eufaula trailing 13-0, but their best opportunity of this game so far, best starting field position by far. They started at 39 of Eufaula last time. Copeland, Cotton takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to throw a pass. Has a man there, Jay Lewis. Lewis is going to take it. He stays in bounds. He's going to go out of bounds. The ball was fumbled, but fortunately, Browning Anderson was there to recover it at the 29-yard line. That's a 13-yard gain on that pass completion from Cotton to Lewis. So second first down of the night for Eufaula, and they're inside the 30-yard line of Central. Doug, I did not see how that ball came out. He was right on the sideline.
He took a hard shot, but that ball went against the shot. I don't know if he lateraled it back or if he did fumble it back into play.
Cotton takes it. He hands it to Harris. Harris with some running room this time. He's going to take it to the 25-yard line. 4-yard gain on first down. Second down and 6 now for the Tigers from the 25-yard line of Central. 11:23. The clock is rolling here in the second quarter. Central leads 13-0. Second and 6. Tigers shuffling personnel in and out of the game. Number 5 checking in for Eufaula, Jalen Coleman. He's listed as a wide receiver. He'll be split wide to the left along with Browning Anderson. Jay Lewis is a single back in the backfield with Cotton. He'll be to Cotton's left in shotgun formation. Second down 6 from the 25-yard line. 3 receivers now to the right as they shift it over. Lewis is going to be hit in the backfield as Doug 13 came completely free that time, unblocked. He is listed as a linebacker, James Smyer.
Linebacker spot and just shot through a hole. No chance there.
Loss of 4 on that play. Third down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Lewis checked out of the ball game. It'll be Harris he is the middle receiver on the left side. Trip receivers that way. Cotton's going to roll this way. He's looking to throw. He's going to throw it into the end zone. Has a receiver there. It's going to be batted away.
He went helmet to helmet and tried to take Cotton's head off 2 steps after he let go of that. No flag.
did not see it, was following the ball into the end zone. Eufaula had a chance to possibly make a play on that ball, but a good play by the defensive back of Central, who high-pointed it and batted that ball well out of bounds just to get rid of it. 4th and 10 now after the incomplete pass. Eufaula will go for it here on 4th down. Harris is in at running back. Cotton's going to take it. He's going to throw it. It's going to be – he had his receiver about the 15-yard line. It would have been a first down. Ball, not sure if it was deflected, but it was behind his receiver. So it'll fall incomplete. The Tigers will turn it over on downs. So it'll be Central ball, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line with 10:07 to go here in the second quarter play. Tigers trailing 13-0.
Picked up a first down, but didn't take much time off that clock with the passing there. Trying to find something positive. I was looking. I started to say Nix was not out there, but he is coming out there. Thought number 2 was going to be the quarterback. He did play the quarterback a little bit last week. We'll stay on top of that for you.
So Nix is a quarterback. He'll have 3 receivers in the game split out. They'll hand it off, though, to the running back Moultrie. He'll take it up for 6 yards to the 35-yard line. A good gain on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 4 now for Central, as they're doing a good job mixing it up, keeping this Eufaula defense a little off balance. The Eufaula defense, give them credit. They've done a good job so far in this game, although surrendering 13 points, one of those coming after a turnover on a short field.
Eric Dortch on the tackle that time. If he would have tackled the man, probably would have stopped him a yard or 2 less, but he was trying to rip the ball free. Not a bad idea.
5th possession already of the night for Central, as they'll shift the running back over to the left. Their strong side left. They will hand it off back over, right up the middle goes the running back. Big running back. He is 215 pounds, churning his legs. He takes it ahead for 11 yards to the 46-yard line, and a first down for Central after the 11-yard gain.
He must have popped Eric pretty good on the last play, as they run a hurry up here, Keith. Eufaula not even set.
Nix takes it. He's going to throw it. He has a man out there. It's going to be tipped and incomplete. It was intended for his receiver, English, who dropped it. That'll stop the clock with 9:05 to go, 2nd down and 10.
They've been targeting him a lot, but he's made some great catches. But that time, I think he must have had some buttered popcorn or something over here on the sideline last trip, because that just went right through his hands. But he is a sophomore, so he's going to drop a few of those.
Good-looking sophomore. 2nd and 10 from the 40. Now they've got it spotted. It's right at the 47-yard line of Central. Nix calls for and takes it. It's a bad snap. Nix is going to retreat, and he's going to fall down, Doug. He'd have been better off to fall down on it to begin with. He scooped it, tried to get outside the Eufaula defense, saw there were 3 Tigers with containment. He went down at the 30-yard line. That's a loss of 17 on that play. Hopefully that's a drive killer.
It's funny, but they actually talked about that in their coaches show this week. And Coach Nix said that he tells them to try to pick it up and make something happen, because it happens a lot. That time, he said, usually that's their big plays. That time it did not work in their favor. Minus 17 yards on that play.
So 3rd down and 27 yards to go. The first down would come at the Eufaula 43-yard line. Nix is going to take it, hand it off to his running back, and he has lots of running room, but Tiger defense closes down and takes him down at the 40-yard line. 10-yard gain. Doug, the defensive back was running man for man with the receiver. When I looked down there, nobody was there for Eufaula, but number 22 and number 6 closed down in a hurry. Eric Dortch and Trey Henry came from the inside and was able to close that out on a 10-yard gain. And 4th and 17, Central apparently will punt.
I think that was maybe Moultrie on the carry, but he made a move on to get to the outside. Looked like he had a lot of open room, but it closed in a hurry. Good job by the defense.
There's a snap. The kick is up. It's going to be an end-over-end kick over the head of Seaburn, who's going to field it at his 16-yard line, reversing field now in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down inside the 15-yard line at the 13-yard line. Loss of 3 on that return, but just nowhere to go, as there were 8 Red Devils down there covering that kick by the time Seaburn got the ball.
So it goes from their 39 or 40, and the Tigers will take over at the 13. It was a good, effective kick there for the Red Devils.
A lot of short possessions in this game. Only 2:03 off the clock that time for Central. Eufaula's possessions about the same, about 2 minutes of possession, and it's already the 5th possession for Eufaula with 8:04 to go in the second quarter of play. from the 13-yard line. Cotton takes it. He hands it off to Harris, sweeping the right side. Harris with some running room. They're going to throw a flag after it's going to bring back a big run from Harris, who took it all the way across the 30 to the 32-yard line. That was a 19-yard gain by Harris.
I'm interested to see if he calls it a chop block or something, because it might have been outside of – no, he's going to call a hold. And I'm going to tell you what, he can't see a hold on them if that's the case, because that was a block where he did get his hands out, but he wasn't holding him. And they have been wearing us out on the outside all night long, but that'll be a half the distance because the line of scrimmage was just short of the 15-yard line, but it takes away a huge gain.
Well, it takes it from the 32-yard line back to the 6-yard line. First down. The first down would come at the 24-yard line. Hand off to Lewis, sweeping the right side. Lewis is going to make a couple of men miss. He's going to put his head down and try to get back to the line of scrimmage. That was a slow developing play in the backfield. He was having to make men miss around the 1-yard line before he was able to finally get back out around the 6 for no gain on the play.
I understand a lot of running side to side when you're trying to tire down another team or something, but Central has so much speed. Our bigger plays have been when we just attacked straight at them.
A lot of size. Number 99 at nose tackle, 400 pounds for Central. There's a timeout on the field. With that timeout, we'll step aside as well. Be back with more Tiger football after this commercial break.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Might as well.
Yeah, we're going to have time for a minute.
Your car is one of the largest investments you have, so keep it looking new at Impressive Collision Center. The family at Impressive Collision Center has been in business since 1940. They work closely with all insurance companies or can give you a great price on your minor mishaps. And don't forget to check out all the accessories from install winches, brush guards, and bed covers. Go by or give them a call. Impressive Collision Center, 317 South Eufaula Avenue, 687-4400. Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? Is it a cool lake breeze on a hot summer day or by a warm fire on a cold night? Make every room in the house as inviting as the next. Also, make the air fresh and clean for everyone and keep humidity where it belongs. At Carrier, comfort means more than just the temperature. Contact Brown.
Second down, 19 yards to go now for the Tigers. 7:16 to go in the second quarter. They're going to hand it off to Harris, who's going to be hit, and he'll be brought down for a 2-yard loss back to the 4. So now the Tigers are in danger of having enough room to punt this ball away, Doug. As
you don't want to give up any points, but getting you some room to punt might not be a bad idea here.
Brings up 3rd and 20 from the 5.
I don't know if the Tigers have a screen play or not, but it might be a good time for one. 3rd and 21. They're going to hand a draw play, and he'll get back, Harris will, to the 6-yard line. That's as far as he goes. It'll be 4th and 19, a punting situation here for the Tigers. Tommy Griffin Jr. Well, I'm sorry. Even though they have so many, we have a bunch of guys we don't have names for their numbers for Central, but they have a lot of size. That time at defensive tackle, they had a 400-pound nose tackle, and the defensive tackle beside him was 280. So Anderson comes in to punt now. That was an unfortunate holding call because it cost the Tigers a 19-yard gain. That would have been their biggest gain of the night. Here's the snap. The punt is away. It's a good punt. His best of the night. It's a spiral that's going to come down.
Oh, it touched him.
I think it did touch him. And
yes,
they're going to give it Eufaula ball at the 40-yard line. He came running up. It was a good punt from Anderson, and it hit the Central player, and right there, alert to fall on it was a Eufaula Tiger. I think it was 21 on the recovery, Kyron Finn. And Eufaula with it. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of Eufaula.
One thing I'd like to see Eufaula do here, Keith, is they come up to the line. They're not taking a lot of play clock. They only have 25 seconds here when they set it. Actually, there's going to be a timeout called, and it's going to be a heat timeout. So I tell you what, we'll discuss it when we come back. Let's take a commercial timeout from the Brown Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. We'll be back right after this message.
It's football time, and as always, Willie T's Chicken Fingers is in the starting lineup for all your tailgating needs. Make your way on over to Willie T's and check out our chicken fingers, wings, burgers, fries, coleslaw, and all the good menu items we have available for you. Don't forget to pick up your party tray for your next party or tailgate. And while you're there, make sure to pick up some of that wonderful Willie T's special sauce. Come see us at 126 State Docks Road or call 334-616-0075. Open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Easy Metal Building Kits, pole barns, and metal roofing supplies. APEC Metal Express carries multiple kit sizes and colors with at-home DIY instruction. APEC Metal Express. Fast delivery, superior quality, excellent customer service.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? Is it a cool lake breeze on a hot summer day or by a warm fire on a cold night? Make every room in the house as inviting as the next. Also, make the air fresh and clean for everyone and keep humidity where it belongs. At Carrier, comfort means more than just the temperature. Contact Brown Heating and Air Condition, 714 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-5244.
Back at the in the Brown Heating and Air broadcast booth at Garrett Harrison Stadium, the Tigers have it 1st and 10 after a big break. A muff punt by Central gives Tigers new life at the 40-yard line, gets them off their goal line. 1st and 10 from the 40. Louis Harris in the backfield with Cotton. He'll be flanked to the right. Cotton going to roll to the right. He's going to throw. It's going to be batted down. He actually had his hand on the back of Birch Cochran, and with his left hand draped all over the back of Cotton, he reached and batted it down with his right hand, and it'll be an incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
He was leaning on him pretty hard there. Incomplete pass stops, 5:47 to go in the second quarter. Tigers trail 13-0 to the Red Devils.
2nd and 10, going to be a speed sweep. No, Cotton keeps it up the middle. Cotton with the 1st down. He's going to take it just into Red Devil territory at the 49-yard line. Good play that time. A good read by Cotton as he took it. It showed good speed that time as he took it off left tackle and found some running room for 11 yards and a Tiger 1st down.
Great call there. This, it's what you got to do. Find a hole, a little misdirection. I mean, they think they know what's coming. I tell you what, there's some big boys on that defensive line out there for Central right now.
Going to hand it off to Harris, cutting back. He's going to have some yardage. He takes it inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line. Give him 6 yards on that play. He's running behind big Patrick Screws, the big junior, 6'6", 320 pounds with a bunch of Southeastern Conference offers. 2nd down and a short 4 now for Eufaula. In business with 5:05, the clock rolling here in the second quarter. It's a direct snap to Harris. A little trickeration that time for Eufaula. It works modestly well, maybe a 2-yard gain, but it brings up a 3rd down and manageable for Eufaula. It'll be down to the 42. The 1st down would come about the 39-yard line. So it's 3rd and about 3, maybe only a yard gain on that play. And with a 3rd and 3 from the 42, 4:40, the clock rolling here in the second quarter, 22 seconds on the play clock. The Tigers could be using a little bit more of this clock if they want to. They snap it with about 21. Harris is going to be hit pretty hard at the 41. He picks up 1 yard. Doug, one thing I'm noticing here is Jay Lewis is not in the game.
I was just thinking that myself. I was looking on the sideline to see if I could see him, and I didn't see him. Tigers going to play field position here. Well, I'm not so sure. That very seldom do you ever see Cochran. Well, that's actually Slade Sebring. He stopped and talked to the coaches on the way out instead of coming straight out like normal.
And Jay Lewis is not in. This is going to be the G-line set, I believe.
It could be yes, it's going to go straight to G-line. They're not punting. They brought in the G-line set. But, that's a GG line over there for Red Devils. They blew it up.
Yeah, they blew it up. In the backfield, Sebring goes down at the 44-yard line. That was a loss of 3 on that play. Doug, that's just a tough place when you could have pinned them deep.
Yeah, I thought maybe they'd come out and kick it and play field position. If nothing else, try to get the ball back before halftime and make something happen. But now you got to give them semi-short field, a good field position anyway. Or maybe a fake punt. That's actually when they ran everybody out. for the G line. I thought they were running a punting unit out and maybe run a fake, but did not happen. I've yet to pick up Lewis on the sideline. We'll try to get that information for you as we go along.
So Nix and the Red Devils back out in business at their 44-yard line. They'll hand it off. Moultrie sweeping they do a good job of sealing the end, and he takes it into Tiger territory to the 49-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 7 yards on that first down play.
Andy got out of bounds, so that'll give him a little more clock.
They didn't stop the clock. It's still running.
6 carries for 71 yards is what I have him up to this point. Second and about 4.
Clock rolling with 3:13 and counting here at the 49-yard line. You follow second down and 4. Motion now, empty backfield. Nix takes it. He's going to throw it to his running back. One-on-one, and a nice defensive play that time for Justin Davis. He was there. He came up out of the secondary, and he put the receiver down after a loss of 2 yards on that play back to the 49-yard line. So that pass completion loses 2 yards, but a great individual effort that time from Justin Davis, a senior. He's listed as a linebacker, but he came up, looked like out of the secondary. He's really playing, looks like a safety position. Third down and 5 now for Central.
Big third down here.
2:28 and counting here in the first half. 13-0. Central leads this game. Folks, quite honestly, this game's a lot closer than we might have expected, considering all of the absentees for Eufaula. Eufaula only traveled with 44 players up here tonight. So a great effort from the 44 that the Tigers brought to here at Harrison Stadium. With the timeout, we'll just keep it here. We're late coming to break, but Doug, that's the second timeout for Central. They have one left. Third down and 5 here. If they put the ball in the air and the Tigers force an incompletion, you figure they probably punt.
You figure, and make Eufaula have to go the distance.
But the fact is that offensively, Eufaula has moved the ball some, but Eufaula is yet to string 2 first downs together.
Yeah. Charles, you're full of all kind of good news pointing out those scores. We'll go over some of those at halftime. If you missed it in the pregame show, we're going to play it again at the halftime show tonight. A great message from Jennifer Mock and Dwayne Mock to their Tiger fans, thanking them for everything they've done up to this point and letting them know they hear it and they appreciate it. And we'll have that for you from the Franklin Financial halftime show here coming up in a few minutes. The Tigers, this is a big third down. If they could go in, even only trailing 13, make some adjustments or maybe get the ball back and score here would be huge. They get the ball to start the second half.
That's what I was about to say. They get the ball to start the second half. And it was a great night last week in Tiger Stadium for Mock Strong, a big turnout. It was just great to see the support of Eufaula and the Ozark people supporting Coach Dwayne Mock. Nix throws it. It is incomplete. Incomplete pass. It was intended over the middle for his main receiver, Carmela English, a sophomore. He got one hand on it. The ball was a little out in front of him. Really 4th down and 5 now, and it looks like Central will run the punt team in, Doug.
That was one of those passes that he learned from his brother. It was only about an 8-yard pass, but it was about 104 miles an hour coming across there. So tough to gather that in. Let's see here if they do. They hadn't come up to the ball yet. They're doing a huddle from in the punt situation. I don't remember them huddling in punt before, but maybe they did. You gotta play safe here. Make sure that they don't fake one here. Number 2 is spreading over a little bit to the right.
Now going to snap it to the punter. He gets it away. It's straight up in the air. Seaber's going to call forward, make a fair catch at the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. 28-yard line of Eufaula. So
2:04 left to go to make something happen positive for the Tigers. Maybe they can break one loose here as they come back out on the field. We still have not seen Lewis back in the game. I'm not sure if he's tired, suffered an injury, if they're holding him second half. But yet and still, Tigers, Cotton had a big run on the last drive for a first down. We'll see what the Tigers can do here from the 29-yard line.
Cotton has 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Now motion back across to the right. They're going to be I saw some movement across the Eufaula line. That's going to cost them 5 yards, I believe. We'll see. we actually have mic'd officials here. Doug, I don't know. That's a rarity. It'll cost them 5. It'll be 1st and 15, 2:02 to go in the first half. Eufaula trailing 13 to nothing. Cotton calls for and takes a snap. He's going to throw it. Has a man there. It's going to be Anderson who just
he pushed him in the back a little bit.
Did not quite get there. He was behind the defensive back. Just couldn't quite get to it. It was Anderson. It would have been a nice play, a big gain for Eufaula as that pass fell incomplete in Red Devil territory.
You think Nix was having a flashback there right in front of his bench, seeing that number 9 run down that sideline with a couple of minutes left to go here before half?
Yeah.
Kind of deja vu from last year there a little bit.
Tigers might want one timeout for Central. You might want to run the ball here. And they're going to get the 5 yards back as a delayed count. Central jumps offside. So give the Tigers 5 yards on that penalty. But 1:53 to go in the first half. Eufaula has kept this one within shouting distance. 13 to nothing is the score. An outmanned Tiger team tonight. Stack receivers to the right, slot to the left. Copeland Cotton takes it. He's going to throw it. It's going to be batted up in the air. Fortunately, it falls incomplete. Tigers had a man behind. He was not going to him, but Tigers had a man behind the defense across the field, down the sidelines. Number 12, Antron Mitchell, a sophomore wide receiver. He was behind the defense that time. 3rd and 10, 1:48 to go here in the first half. Tigers could run the ball here and force Central to use their final timeout if they so choose, but they're not. They're going to throw the ball here. Cotton's going to be sacked, however, at the 25-yard line. That play loses only 4 yards, and Central will use their final timeout, stopping the clock at 1:36. Cotton shown pretty good pocket presence that time. He kept his eyes downfield that time, even though he had a lot of pressure around him. That pressure ultimately got to him as they kind of got him around the ankles and drug him down. 1:36 to go here in the first half. It'll be Eufaula punting from their 25-yard line. Anderson's done a pretty good job punting the ball tonight. He's had a lot of pressure coming from the end. Hopefully the Tigers can do a better job blocking this time. He can get off another good effort. From the 6-yard line earlier, he got off a good punt that came down about the 45-yard line. It was muffed. It kicked forward. Eufaula fell on it at the 40-yard line, but that was about a 40-yard effort from Anderson the last time out. So we would take another 40-yarder here from the 25-yard line. But, Doug, the Eufaula defense has really done a good job. Since about midways of the first quarter, they have held Central out of the end zone and done a great job. Forced 3 Central punts and a turnover on downs.
Yeah, I was just looking. Tigers got to find some offense. The last time the Tigers were shut out was when Brian Moore was here back in 2016. I think it was Friday, August the 26th against Wetumpka. It was 33 to nothing in that game. So got to find some offense, find a way to put some points on the board here tonight.
There's a snap. Anderson gets it away. It's a missile shot, a spiral that's going to turn over, take him all the way back to the 35-yard line, but he outkicked his coverage as down the sideline goes the punt returner. He may take it all the way back. It's going to be a punt return for touchdown at the 10, 5, into the end zone for the touchdown. It's a 65-yard return, Doug. It was exactly a 40-yard punt from the 25 to the 35-yard line, but a 65-yard punt return for touchdown.
A different return guy back that time, too. That was number 15 for Central. Well, let's see, try to get his – we've got to go 2 or 3 pages deep to get to listed as wide receiver. I think it was Caleb Johnson, the senior, 6'1", 170 pounds, but he took it right down the field, weaving. And our last guy that had a shot, I think, bumped into one of our linemen, and he was – free to the end zone. I'm not sure what Coach Rigby saw, but he's wanting to talk to the officials or his team or something over there. I thought on the holding call earlier he was a little upset. I think he wants to talk to the head official here. I missed whatever it might have been, but sometimes head coach just got to call a guy over if you don't think you're getting the right calls. And I don't know what you discuss with him. Do you tell him his grandma makes her gravy with a packet or something to really make him mad. I don't know what goes on in those situations, but he's not real happy at this moment as the head official goes over.
Yeah, he's not too happy, Doug. But it's a shame that as well as the Tiger defense has played all the first half, that it was special teams that gave up that touchdown. And it was a great punt. The coverage got down there, but he split the first couple of guys that threw. And I tell you, that was a situation. The Tigers have gone. You see a lot of colleges going with those 3 big up backs to protect the punter. It's great to protect the punter to prevent a block, but in a situation like that, you look up when that guy broke containment and you had number 72 trying to run down a punt returner. And it reminded me of the kick 6 situation where you had offensive linemen trying to catch Davis on the kick return, and it's just not happening. And that didn't happen right there for Eufaula.
Central's going to go for 2 here to try to make it an even number.
They're kicking.
Or are they?
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw him going out. Didn't see the kicker. I saw Nix going out. So 19-0 with an extra point pending here. That's not what the Tigers ordered, but they do have time to try to make something happen, and they do get the second half kickoff.
Here's a snap. The placement's down. The kick's up.
Oh.
Kick looks to be good, and it is.
And we ran into the kicker, and they didn't throw the flag. So if nothing else, the talk over there on the sideline kept that flag from coming out probably.
Yeah. So 19-0 is the score in favor of Central, and 18 to go in the first half. I think the mission here, Doug, would be unless you get a good return and you get it in great field position, Central has no timeouts remaining. They got 2. It shows 2 on the board, but they don't. They use the timeout. They don't have any timeouts remaining. I hope our coaches are aware of that, and you might just want to run this clock out and take it the second half with 1:18 to go.
Yeah, if you don't, you obviously don't want to get pinned deep like you did earlier and have something bad happen. So he's trying to pump them up over there a little bit. And, special teams is a good place to get something started sometime. It obviously just worked in Central's favor there with the long punt return. But, the defense had done a good job. You hate to see that happen because it was the first 2 drives that the Red Devils scored on, and the defense had kept them out of the end zone after that up until the punt return.
Well, you heard the coach talking about that today, how the defense could really be special, especially when we get everybody back. Remember, folks, over 20 players out for the Tigers tonight did not make the trip. Only 44 players made the trip up here to Phenix City tonight. So, ball's on the tee. Back deep for the Tigers. It's going to be Seaburn, Harris, and it will be Seaburn from his 13-yard line. He bobbles it. He gets a hold of it. He makes a couple of men miss. He's going to go forward up close to the 25-yard line. He'll go down to the 24. Now they're going to spot him right at the 25 with 1:10 to go here in the first half of play. Tigers have it at the 25.
Number 4, Seaborn on the return.
Well, you don't want to get anybody hurt, and we don't know the status of Lewis. We still haven't seen him back. I feel for Cotton a little bit. He doesn't have a long time to make a decision back there, but he did look good when he tucked it and run earlier. We'll see what the Tigers do here.
Stack receivers to either side. They're going to hand it off at the middle. Harris with the running room. Harris will have 10, 11, 12 yards to the 37-yard line. So a quick first down for the Tigers, 12 on the ground to the sophomore running back, Harris, Marquay Harris. 1:04. The clock is stopped after the first down from the 37-yard line. Cotton in shotgun formation again, calling for the snap. Going to hand it to Harris again. Harris going to pick up a couple yards to the 39-yard line this time. Still haven't seen Jay Lewis in quite some time, Doug, and we'll have to try to get an update at halftime. Second down, 8. 43 seconds, 42 seconds to go here. Central out of timeouts. Motion. Tiger's going to hand it off to the motion man. No, Cotton keeps it. He's going to go forward for maybe a yard to the 40-yard line. He faked it to his motion man that time, Jalen Coleman, who was coming from left to right. 25 seconds to go here. 3rd down and 7 with 20 seconds. This would be the final play. 30 seconds on the play clock. Tigers actually do not even have to snap the ball again if they choose not to.
It looks like they're going to let the clock run out. I don't know. Well, you don't want to throw an interception and run it back either. Tigers going to be happy to go in at halftime here. Are not happy, but they're just going to go regroup.
So we're at halftime, the First Franklin Financial halftime show from the Brown Heat and Air broadcast studio here in Phenix City from Garrett Harrison Stadium. We're at halftime between the Tigers and the Red Devils. 20-0. Red Devils over the Tigers. We'll step aside for a commercial break. Be back with halftime.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
Attention contractors, is your metal roofing provider slowing you down? APEC Metal Express fills orders within a week. 40-year finish warranty, 17 different colors, and multiple truss styles. Work more and wait less.
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, car, and life insurance. In Eufaula, call Alpha agents Keith or Brooke Bryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue. You know, he could have. When it's football time, we at First Franklin Financial are big fans of our local teams, just like you. We've been part of the community for over 75 years, and when you need money for repairs or emergencies, we'll help you play offense. We offer fixed-rate loans up to $15,000 with easy payment plans and fast approvals. Visit 1ffc.com to find the location near you. Legal, all loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656.
Proudly serving the Eufaula area for over 30 years, Works Consulting is here to help you with all of your IT needs. Call Chris Works at 334-695-2820.
One of them was a 0.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? Is it a cool lake breeze on a hot summer day or by a warm fire on a cold night? Make every room in the house as inviting as the next. Also, make the air fresh and clean for everyone and keep humidity where it belongs. At Carrier, comfort means more than just the temperature. Contact Brown Heating and Air Condition, 714 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-5244.
I may be wrong there.
With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358.
65. 8 of.
Benny Whitehead Incorporated has called Eufaula home since 1965. Today, the family-owned business owns and operates 119 tractors and trailers and employs over 150 people. Benny Whitehead is nationally known as a leader in safety and keeping the air clean and fuel consumption low. Benny Whitehead Incorporated loves Eufaula and would like to wish Lakeside and Eufaula safe and successful seasons.
11 times. They've thrown it 18.
How many yards you got us with offensively?
Does your IT infrastructure or computer equipment have you sidelined? Don't throw in the towel yet. Call Chris Works at Works Consulting at 334-695-2820. Deloach Wingate & Company is a professional certified public accountant firm located at 102 Riverside Drive in Eufaula, Alabama. The firm has been in business for 30 years and has developed a number of firm specialties, including individual, corporate, partnership, nonprofit income tax returns, individual audit services, tax compliance and consulting, single audits, governmental audits, month-end reporting, payroll preparation, quarterly and annual reporting, and other general accounting and taxation consulting. Please call Deloach, Wingate & Company at 334-687-2108 or drop by their office for all of your accounting needs. Deloach & Wingate welcome the opportunity to support all of our local and surrounding schools with their athletic activities.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Okay, when we go to the first break, let's go to the mock thing. On commercial. We're back at Phenix City, where the Tigers trail the Red Devils 20-0 at halftime. A long punt return makes it a little longer discussion in the locker room for the Tigers. Keith's adding some halftime stats, and we'll pass those along in just a minute. A couple of scores as we're behind everybody else. We had a 30-minute delay start. A couple of scores for some folks. Smith Station leads Columbus of Georgia 25-0. Prattville Lions lead Stanhope Elmore Mustangs 22-0. The Lee Generals lead Jeff Davis 34-0 at this point. Enterprise Wildcats leading Carver Wolverines at halftime 7-6. Park Crossing Thunderbirds and the Dothan High School Wolves are tied at 7. Of course, here it says 13-0, but it's a 20-0 score. Fairhope and what did I just say? Was it Ryan Leaf? I think is the coach at Fairhope now that came from the pros. Fairhope Falcons with their first game of the year leading the Andalusia Bulldogs. That's impressive. 25-0 over them. Lanier Poets trail Paul Bryant 7-6 at halftime. Central Clay Volunteers trail the Benjamin Russell High School Wildcats 20-14 at the half. The Valley Rams lead Lynette 6-0. Barber County, it got back on the win streak last week, started the losing streak tonight as they had to forfeit to the Russell County Warriors in that game. Big game over in Opelika at halftime. Auburn Tigers 10, the Opelika Bulldogs 7. Greenville Tigers nothing, Blunt Leopards 6 in a ball game in Mobile. That's pretty much up to date. The Tallahassee Tigers are beating Wetumpka Indians 14-0 at halftime. The only other one I see close around here.
Doug, with the forfeit, of course, they'd have probably won on the field anyway, but Russell County is 2-0. When's the last time Russell County was 2-0? It's probably been a while. That was a rhetorical question because I'm sure I'd be shocked if you came out with an answer, but
probably in the spring.
Yeah. So,
baseball.
Baseball. So congratulations to the Warriors. They're on the schedule. They're in the region with the Tigers. They'll be an opponent later on down the line. But this game much closer really than the score indicates at 20-0 after the 65-yard punt return for touchdown. The Tigers kind of started slow. Jay Lewis had 2 carries for 14 yards early after Central had taken the ball 71 yards on their first possession and scored after only 3 minutes and 43 seconds off the clock. They scored on a 2-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Nix, but 7-0. Tigers went 5 and out. They picked up a first down before losing some yardage. They punted it back to Central, who moved the ball down the field, but Eufaula's defense came up big. They stopped them on downs. But unfortunately, the Tigers gave it back to them on a turnover. Tigers fumbled on third down, gave Central a short field from the 24-yard line. Only took Central 2 plays to notch the end zone. And with only with 2:46 to go in the first quarter, the Tigers found themselves behind 13-0. Well, that's the way the score remained for the remainder of the half until less than a minute to go, or actually a minute 18 to go in the first half. It was a 65-yard punt return for Central that made the score 20-0. But when you look at it overall, the Tiger defense held Central to 29 plays overall for 150 yards of offense. So Central's averaging just over 5 yards per play. Only 5 first downs for this strong Central offense. They had over 500 yards on the road last week at Peach County. 3 penalties for 15 yards against Central. Eufaula ran 31 offensive plays in the first half, only 59 yards of offense for the Tigers, 4 first downs. So I really thought that would be more skewed than it is, but 4 first downs for the Tigers, 5 for Central. 2 penalties for 15 yards against Eufaula, Doug, but that 10-yard penalty was big against the Tigers. That they gave a 19-yard run by Marquay Harris coming off the goal line. And but that's where we stand, 20-0. Eufaula will receive the second half kickoff when we get back started here from Garrett Harrison Stadium.
We appreciate you joining us for the First Franklin Financial Halftime Show. And Keith and I enjoyed bringing these games. And tonight we have Charles Irvin learning to run the board and staying on top of that for us. And we're going to go in just a minute. It's probably a good time to go now as we look. Central is looks like doing a dedication to the Commodores and Lionel Richie. So Charles will probably get up and dance here in just a moment. So be a good time to play the message from Jennifer Mock and Coach Dwayne Mock that was sent to us earlier today. We appreciate them and staying on top of things. And as we leave the Brown Heat and Air Condition broadcast booth here at the halftime, we'll be back with more scores and highlights after this extended commercial break. We're going to play you the message from Jennifer and Dwayne Mock.
Good evening, Tiger fans. Dwayne and I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for your love and support over the past 6 weeks. Coach Mock has touched and influenced many lives in our community. The lives that he has touched span from Demopolis Academy to Quitman County Elementary to the Lakeside School, and of course, Eufaula City Schools. We have felt the love from each of these schools. This entire community has absolutely overwhelmed us with countless blessings. Thank you to those who have fed us, sent cards, prayed for us, and taken special care of Georgia and Jada. The mock-out game last Friday night was absolutely heartwarming. Thank you to those who bought t-shirts and armbands. We know there was a lot of time and organization that went into making this night happen. Dwayne completed his last treatment this past Wednesday. We are working hard at this time to regain his energy and strength. Please keep us in your prayers as we have a long road ahead. However, we thank you for making this road easier by showing us just how much you care. We are remaining positive and Mock strong. We are cheering for our Tiger Nation at home, although there's no other place that Coach Mock would rather be than on the sideline under the Friday night lights. We love you all, and go Tigers.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
Attention contractors, is your metal roofing provider slowing you down? APEC Metal Express fills orders within a week. 40-year finish warranty, 17 different colors, and multiple truss styles. Work more and wait less.
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, car, and life insurance. In Eufaula, call Alpha agents Keith or Brooke Bryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue.
Brick House?
When it's football time, we at First Franklin Financial are big fans of our local teams, just like you. We've been part of the community for over 75 years, and when you need money for repairs or emergencies, we'll help you play offense. We offer fixed-rate loans up to $15,000 with easy payment plans and fast approvals. Visit 1ffc.com to find the location near you. Legal, all loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656. Back in the Brown Heating and Air broadcast booth in the First Franklin Financial halftime show. 20-0. Central leads the Tigers here at halftime. But Doug, Tigers of Eufaula get the second half kickoff. You know, how big would it be to be able to score and bring this game a little closer? Would have been nice not to give up that punt return at the end of the first half, but you know, avoiding the shutout would be big for the Tigers. They need to force a turnover of some sort. We thought we had one early in the first half before the second touchdown for Central, but it was a Tiger turnover that led to that second touchdown for Central. But overall, we've got to be very impressed with the shorthanded Eufaula squad. If you tuned in late, you missed it. Eufaula brought 44 people on this road trip to Central against a fifth-ranked team in Class 7A. Doug, this is
that dress is 172.
Yeah, and who scored 42 points on the road last week at Peach County and had over 500 yards of offense. The Tigers held them to 150 yards of offense in the first half. Just a great job. Hats off to the Eufaula defense. A great effort so far in this game. So,
and folks, we're not pulling your leg. You're welcome to check at home. Go to Max Preps. Go to Central of Phenix City. Go to the roster. Pull them up, and like I said today, when they sent me the roster and I was printing it out, I thought they was printing multiple copies as my printer just seemed to keep going and going. And they're loaded. They have a ton of folks and a ton of people to choose from. And
they keep rotating them in and out. They keep the defensive lineman fresh. And we said the nose tackle, number 99, we talked about it before the game, but he is listed at 400 pounds. And he moves. He's not just a slow 400 pounds. He actually coming off the field when they're rotating the line out. He is moving pretty well. They have a bunch of guys above 300 pounds.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that's big. We're not huge across the line. We got a lot of subs. Folks, if you can't appreciate that, just pull over next time you're going down the road and go out there in that field and try to move one of them 400-pound calves. It ain't easy to do.
Right. So, like I said, overall, you got to be you got to tip your hat to this Eufaula squad so far for the first 24 minutes. They really represented well for that first.
And if it wouldn't have been for the punt return, I mean, there was a lot of hope. Now, that spread it out a little bit more, but I promise you, Coach Rigby and them aren't in there talking about let's just try to get to the end of the game. They're not talking to him. A moral victory is about the same as a screen door on a submarine. That ain't what you're looking for. So they're in there trying to make some adjustments. Now, if Lewis can't come back, somebody's got to step up. You know, we've already seen some flashes from a couple of other guys that we know we're going to be able to count on later on. But Lewis is definitely the workhorse, and he was, you know, you couldn't go to him too often, but there early in the game, he was picking up he was averaging pretty good yards.
Oh, yeah, he had
especially when he ran straight at him. Now, side to side, they got him a couple of times in the backfield, but straight at him, Lewis was holding his own.
He had 14 yards on his first 2 carries. He had 19 yards, I think, on his first 3. I guess you've got the stats there. We might as well. Yeah. So Lewis, yeah, he had 25 yards on his first 4 carries. And then, as Doug said, he had a 0. He had 2 no gains, a 1-yard gain, and a 4-yard loss. So he finished the half 8 carries for 22 yards, but he was averaging over 6 yards a carry through his first 4 carries. So his last carry was a no gain down near the Eufaula goal line. So he has 1 reception for 13 yards on the game. So, Doug, we talked about the passing game a little bit. You know, we didn't have much of a passing game through for 22 yards.
And I don't think we're going to see Lewis in the second half if you want to look at these. I'm pretty sure that's Lewis standing down there about the 35-yard line. It looks like he has a bag of ice on his left shoulder and has his shoulder pads off. So if that is him, sure looks like him. Doesn't have his jersey on, but we'll be without him in the second half.
Well, but the passing game, we were down, had a 4th down from the 29-yard line of Central in the first half. We had a man open down inside the 15-yard line, just did not make the connection on the 4th down play. But we might see a few of those type plays here in the second half. Maybe the Tigers can get something going in the passing game. As we mentioned in pregame, Tigers with 2 starting receivers out for tonight. Overall, over 20 players are out for the night under the COVID protocol. Yeah, Doug, can't tell. There's no number on those undershirts, but
That sure looks like him. Charles is going to get us an update when he can from the coaches as they come up. But, that's just, I don't know. That'd be another one for Coach Rigby this week is, just seems like every time he turns around, he's taking another lump. But to lose Lewis in the first half would be big.
Well, I mean, it was big. He wasn't in there when we had the ball down there on their end of the field trying to score. He wasn't in the ball game. So that was definitely big. And
we're gonna have to find something to get some things going in our favor.
Did he come back in after that fumble when he caught that pass on the sidelines? He got hit, the ball popped out. I don't remember if he came in after that. That might have been his final play, and he would have been hit on that right shoulder, and that's the one he's got the ice on, if that indeed is him. So we'll see. Tigers will go with what they've got. It's next man up, and they have 24 minutes of football left here from Garrett Harrison Stadium, and the team has yet to emerge from the locker room, Doug. Central is out. There's 40 seconds on the clock as we're counting down, but they're going to have to put more time on, even for Central, as they're just now making their way out of the locker room and lining up. So we have a few more moments here at halftime on the First Franklin Financial Halftime Show. We'll step aside, be back with more halftime comments after this commercial break.
Proudly serving the Eufaula area for over 30 years, Works Consulting is here to help you with all of your IT needs. Call Chris Wirtz at 334-695-2820.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? Is it a cool lake breeze on a hot summer day, or by a warm fire on a cold night? Make every room in the house as inviting as the next. Also, make the air fresh and clean for everyone and keep humidity where it belongs. At Carrier, comfort means more than just the temperature. Contact Brown Heating and Air Condition, 714 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-5244.
Well, they're showing how.
With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358.
Get a mouse and don't.
Benny Whitehead Incorporated has called Eufaula home since 1965. Today, the family-owned business owns and operates 119 tractors and trailers and employs over 150 people. Benny Whitehead is nationally known as a leader in safety and keeping the air clean and fuel consumption low. Benny Whitehead Incorporated loves Eufaula and would like to wish Lakeside and Eufaula safe and successful seasons.
Somebody cannot come to us, we go to them. It's something that we do on a regular basis, something we don't mind doing, and we work on a contingency basis.
No one has to pay us any money up front.
They do not have to pay us unless we collect for them, unless we are successful in resolving their case through a settlement or through trial.
They don't have to pay us any money unless we get favorable results for them. If you're hurt in a car wreck, call Penn and Seaborn. It won't cost you anything to see if we can help.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Does your IT infrastructure or computer equipment have you sidelined? Don't throw in the towel yet. Call Chris Wirtz at Works Consulting at 334-695-2820. Deloach Wingate & Company is a professional certified public accountant firm located at 102 Riverside Drive in Eufaula, Alabama. The firm has been in business for 30 years and has developed a number of firm specialties, including individual, corporate, partnership, nonprofit income tax returns, individual audit services, tax compliance and consulting, single audits, governmental audits, month-end reporting, payroll preparation, quarterly and annual reporting, and other general accounting and taxation consulting. please call Deloach, Wingate & Company at 334-687-2108 or drop by their office for all of your accounting needs. Deloach and Wingate welcome the opportunity to support all of our local and surrounding schools with their athletic activities.
Back in Garrett Harrison Stadium as we wrap up the first Franklin Financial Scoreboard Show. Bo Nix, the Auburn quarterback, in attendance tonight. He may have been here earlier, but Doug spotted him down on the field during the warm-ups to begin the second half. It will be Eufaula receiving the second half kickoff as they Central received the opening kickoff. They moved 71 yards on their first possession for a touchdown and led 6-0 early. Eufaula short-handed tonight. Next week they'll be back at home. Hopefully some of these guys that are out, hopefully they'll be back for the first region game of the year as Eufaula will take on Robert E. Lee next Friday night in Eufaula, 7 o'clock kickoff. Following week, the Tigers go up the road to Opelika. Tonight, a big one going on up in Opelika is Auburn and Opelika playing their rivalry game early in the season this year. As Doug, we hadn't had a score update on that game, I don't believe.
Yeah, I gave one a while ago. I forgot what it was. I think it was 10-7 at halftime. Auburn was ahead. I'm trying to pull up a new one now. We'll try to pass that along in a few minutes. There was also one, Charles, was it 6-6, the Headland and Abbeville score? I forgot. It was very, very close ball game. Headland 13, Abbeville 6 in the third, I guess now.
Abbeville state runner-up last year in their classification, so their first game of the year. That would be a big upset if Headland.
Headland got popped pretty good last week by Wicksburg.
We're underway here in the second half. Kickoff is going to come down at the 10-yard line. Return coming to the near sideline. Going to make a couple of men miss. A nice return across the 30 up to the 32-yard line. I thought he was in trouble there for a moment, Jalen Coleman, but a nifty little return. He looked like he was going to bring it all the way from the far side of the field back to the near side of the field. He was cut off, made one man miss, cut it up the middle, and I took it across to the 32-yard line, a 22-yard return by Coleman, the receiver, and the Tigers are out for their first possession of the second half, trailing 20-0. First and 10 from the 32. 20 receivers to either side. Now motion back to the left. It's going to be a toss to Coleman, who returned the kick. He's going to dive across the 35 to the 36-yard line, give him 4 yards on that. It's going to go as a pass play as it was tossed forward. So that keeps the clock in motion, 11:34 and counting here in the third quarter.
2nd and 6 from the 36.
2nd and 6 from the 36-yard line. Tigers haven't used a lot of this play clock as they're going to snap it again with over 20 seconds to go on the play clock.
Probably a good idea to adjust there as the Red Devils were getting ready to blitz from everywhere.
Cotton takes it, rolling to the right. He's going to throw an interception. Had a man there, and he picked it off. He's looking to return it inside the he's going to take it inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. They just had the number that time. They dropped back in zone. Number 2 was underneath the play. That's going to be the defensive back, Camus Jackson, that time, and the Red Devils are in business on the Eufaula end at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 Red Devils from the Eufaula 23.
So from the 23-yard line of Eufaula, followed the second turnover of the night. Eufaula went without any turnovers last week, but already 2 tonight. Both of them about the same place on the field, Doug. 24-yard line and the 23 this time. The Red Devils capitalized last time on the last Eufaula turnover. See what the Tiger defense can do here.
Moultrie picks up about 5 to 6 yards on that carry. Yeah, they're going to give him about 6. He's going to be knocking on 100 yards again tonight here in just a minute.
There's his low snap. Nix takes it. He throws it. Has a man there. It's going to be tipped. Nearly intercepted. A good play by the Eufaula defensive back. We'll check the number. It's Slade Seaburn. who was going one-on-one that time in the end zone with the sophomore receiver, Carmelo English. Third down now. Third down and 4 after third down and 5 after the incomplete pass. But a good play that time by Slade Sebring, the senior defensive back for Eufaula.
The last 10 passes, they've only completed 2 for 7 yards total. Nix for the Red Devils.
Low snap. Nix picks it up. He's going to run now. He pulls it down. He's going to pick up his first down. He's going to have a touchdown. Into the end zone goes Nix. Good athlete is Caleb Nix. That was a broken play, and he took that ball ahead for 19 yards and a touchdown. Look very, very similar, except for the pass incompletion in between. Last time they had a turnover, the Tigers turned the ball over. It took them 2 plays, a 20-yard touchdown run to go those 24 yards. This time it was 3 plays, but a 19-yard touchdown run from Caleb Nix.
I tell you, I know they don't want to use him as a running back no more than they have to, but he looks impressive running the ball.
Bo has good speed, but Caleb also has good speed. There's a kick, and that kick is good. That one I didn't think was good, but it is good. So 26-0 in favor of the Red Devils. Only a minute 24 seconds into the second half, Doug, and that's unfortunate. A minute 26 in, you can receive the second half kickoff, and they've already scored a touchdown after returning a punt for a touchdown in the late at the first half. Just a couple of, and they've scored on two Eufaula turnovers and a punt return. So
yeah, an interception late, deep in your own territory to start the second half is not the way you really want to start things off there.
So a 19-yard touchdown run from Caleb Nix. And the score is 27 to nothing in favor of the Red Devils. Back deep for the Tigers once again is going to be Coleman, Sebring, and Harris.
I tell you, any of those 3 back there, it's a tall order to return against the Red Devils kickoff team, but those guys back there have got some moves. It'd be nice to see them break one here and let's have a special team score of our own. Left-footed kicker.
Ball's in the air. It's going to be Sebring this time. It's going to be inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. Sebring coming up the middle. He's going to break to the outside now. Sebring's got a man to beat. He tries to run. He runs over a man. He's at the 35, 40. He's going to go out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
4 or 5 yards into the central bench. No flag. Just good hard running. Sebring's one tough cookie. Should have been a flag there.
Yeah, he's at the 43-yard line. That was a heck of a return that time. 34 yards by Slade Sebring, Doug. And
the safety guy, number 20, come flying up and had ran him down. I'm not sure. I guess it was the defensive back, Morgan. But Sebring just ran him over, and he's a lot bigger than Sebring.
Handoff this time, a delay up the middle. It's going to be Coleman from running back this time. He might have picked up a yard to the 44-yard line.
Coleman on the carry. Gain of 1. 2nd and 9 from the 44.
Not sure if he ran into 93 or 99, but both of them big boys.
2nd and 9. Cotton takes it. He's going to hand it off. 22 is into the ball game now at running back. He's going to take it up near midfield. He'll go down at the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 5 for Trey Henry, the junior running back.
Number 22, Henry on the carry.
So it's 3rd down, Doug. Possession play, 3rd down and 4. They could say 3rd and 3. They're actually going to spot the ball at the 50. The first down would come at the 47-yard line. You follow late player off the field. Plenty of time on the play clock. They'll snap it. It's going to be handoff. The running back's going to pick up his first down, or he's going to be close. He does have his first down to the 41-yard line. It's Henry once again. He needed 3.5. He got 4. So a first down for the Tigers in Red Devil territory, just short of the 45-yard line.
Good hard running by the backs. That's Henry coming in, 2 plays, 9 yards for him. Now back in the backfield is Harris again.
He can be close to being lined up off sides.
Is he?
Yeah. No flags. Cotton's going to take it. Look like a broken play. Just a quarterback keeper around left end for a short gain, maybe a yard around left end.
A lot of mouthing over as number 7 shoves him deep into the bench as he came off. Temper's starting to get a little short over there. Number 7 for Central. Let's say he's the Tharp, 6'1", 190 pounds.
So second down, call it a long 9 for Eufaula. 3 receivers to the right, which is the wide side of the field, 1 to the left. They'll hand it off to Henry. He's going to be brought down for a loss on the play back to the 45. Just a short loss, but it'll bring up third down in the better part of 10 yards for the Tigers with 8:35, the clock rolling here in the third quarter of play. 27-0 Central leads after a late punt return for touchdown. And then a turnover here early in the third quarter, Central capitalizing on that turnover to turn it into points on a 19-yard Caleb Nix touchdown run. Central going to burn a timeout. With that timeout on the field, we'll step away as well. Be back with more Tiger football after this commercial break.
First time out of the half.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your car is one of the largest investments you have, so keep it looking new at Impressive Collision Center. The family at Impressive Collision Center has been in business since 1940. They work closely with all insurance companies or can give you a great price on your minor mishaps. And don't forget to check out all the accessories from install winches, brush guards, and bed covers. Go by or give them a call. Impressive Collision Center, 317 South Eufaula Avenue, 687-4400.
Smith Station law.
It's football time, and as always, Willie T's Chicken Fingers is in the starting lineup for all your tailgating needs. Make your way on over to Willie T's and check out our chicken fingers, wings, burgers, fries, coleslaw, and all the good menu items we have available for you. Don't forget to pick up your party tray for your next party or tailgate. And while you're there, make sure to pick up some of that wonderful Willie T's special sauce. Come see us at 126 State Docks Road or call 334-616-0075. Open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m.
That was a load coming at him. Back at Garrett Harrison Stadium, we missed the play while we were gone, but you really didn't miss anything. The Tigers lost 10 yards on a sack of Copeland Cotton. Cotton gets up a little slow as it was just a black wave that got to him as he was looking downfield. Credit to him, he was looking downfield at his receivers. He looked down at the last minute, and as the wave got to him, but 2 or 3 of those big linemen for Central put a pretty good hit on Copeland Cotton, and the Tigers lost 10 yards. It'll be 4th down, a punting situation now for the Tigers. Anderson's handled the punting duties. He's done a good job. There's a low snap. It's going to
there's a flag, but it ain't going to be enough for first down.
Well, I don't know. That's a big punt, though. That ball is rolling inside the 10-yard line. It's going to go down to the 8-yard line. So
I bet it's going to be running the kicker because he got up real fast. If it stayed
it's personal.
All right.
Yeah.
That's an automatic first.
Is it automatic?
Well, it's 20 yards. I thought it was an automatic personal foul.
If it's not an automatic first down, I'd decline that penalty and let that punt.
Absolutely. He's waving for him to come back.
We'll wait and see. It was a low snap. It hit the ground.
Roughing the kicker against the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first
down. Okay, automatic first down.
Now is Cotton ready to go again as he just got run over by a semi-truck, a couple of them. And as we look down on the field, Lewis plays backup quarterback. But I see Cotton back out there. He's not real sure of himself, I don't think, with his hands on his hips there for a minute. He's going to have number 5 in the backfield with him. That's Coleman. That's a big mark off. It's going to take the ball all the way down to
Doug, that was a 20-yard penalty, actually. We snapped that ball from the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they
20.
Yeah, and they gave us 20 yards on it, so we're not going to complain. 27-0 Tigers trail. Cotton, they're going to run the reverse.
Double reverse and fumble the ball. Actually, a lot of penetration on that side caused that.
Tigers
Cochran
lose 13.
Finally fell on it. He'll get credit for losing 13, but it wasn't really his fault, as it was just.
I think that was going to be a reverse flea flicker play. I don't think they were going to run Birch on that reverse. I think they were going to flip it back to Cotton and try to take a shot downfield, Doug. And that was a good place to do it after a sudden change. It just didn't work out well.
Second down at 23 from the Eufaula.
Second and 23, 7 minutes, clock rolling here in the third quarter, not rolling fast enough. The Tigers not using a lot of this play clock. They snapped it with 31 seconds. Henry on the run. He's going to cross midfield to the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 4 yards on that play. I tell you what,
we hadn't really had a second and 23 play tonight. About the only thing we picked up that many yards on is a roughing the punter.
I tell you what, Trey Henry, Doug, 6'3", 225. He's listed as a linebacker, but he has looked good running the ball tonight here in the third quarter. High snap, hand off to Harris. Harris having to make people miss. Does a good job to get back to the line of scrimmage, bringing up fourth down. Fourth down and 19 yards to go. 6:15 and counting here.
I could see a package with Henry and Lewis later in the year, and that would be 2 strong running backs. I wouldn't want to have to, if they blocked for each other and ran the ball that hard.
What about a G-line set with those guys in there? Anderson back in to punt the ball for the Tigers.
And if he kicks it as good as he did last time, it's going to make the end zone, but
his punting has really come on here.
Oh, we moved.
Tigers moved. Hey, it was actually a break because that ball went over Anderson's head. It might have been blocked that time.
He needed a little bit more room. Back him up 5 yards. He can kick it like he did a minute ago. We'll pin him inside the 10. The bad news is the young man looks like number 15 is back deep now. They swap out the return guys back there sometime. And if that's 15, he's the one that took it to the house on the punt return earlier.
Dexter that's not. They, even though they have so many people on their roster, they still have things that are incorrect. I don't know what you have on yours, but the one that I have.
Caleb Johnson is the guy earlier that took it to the house.
Caleb Johnson, okay.
6'1", 170 pounds.
Okay. There's a punt. It's going to be kicked to the sideline. It's a shank. That's going to be, well, all that pressure, that was kicked hard to the left. It's going to be, we'll see. It's going to be a very short kick. Tigers took over at the 40-yard line. Central will take back over at their own 40. Let's see, 40-yard line. That's where
Central
Central
get it past the yard to make.
43, yeah. Well, no, the yard to make was the 30. So they got it to 43. So the Tiger defense has had a pretty good rest. With the heat timeout, we'll step aside, be back with more Eufaula football after this commercial break.
Easy Metal Building Kits, pole barns, and metal roofing supplies. APEC Metal Express carries multiple kit sizes and colors with at-home DIY instruction. APEC Metal Express. Fast delivery, superior quality, excellent customer service.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
I had my mask on.
When it's football time, we at First Franklin Financial are big fans of our local teams, just like you. We've been part of the community for over 75 years, and when you need money for repairs or emergencies, we'll help you play offense. We offer fixed-rate loans up to $15,000 with easy payment plans and fast approvals. Visit 1ffc.com to find the location near you. Legal, all loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656.
You know, I don't know if the ball boy did it or what, but is it?
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, car, and life insurance. In Eufaula, call Alpha agents Keith or Brooke Bryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue.
Keep throwing the ball.
Caleb Nix deep down the field, overthrowing his receiver. Good coverage once again for the Tigers. He did have a step on LaDevin Spencer, but pretty good coverage. He was there in contact with the receiver, Tommy Griffin.
Tell you what, if he takes a shot back there and goes down, they're going to wonder why they were letting him throw the ball so much, up 27 points late. Keith,
he doesn't have his stats tonight, though.
He's the last 11 passes. He is 2 for 11 for 11 yards.
Is he over 100 yards passing for the game?
No, 65.
65. He had 320 last week. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be a touchdown. Nobody home. A draw play to the house.
57.
57 yards.
Was that 2 or 1?
That was Amiri Hopkins. I'm sorry. It was Jamel Johnson. I say that every time. 6'1", 195-pound senior. They got a couple of fine-looking senior running backs. Jordan Moultrie, the starter, 6 foot 215. Jamel Johnson, 6'1", 195. And with a lot of top-end speeds we just saw right there. You could see that was a touchdown 10 yards downfield. He broke the line of scrimmage. Nobody was home in the middle for the Tigers, and he sprinted to the end zone untouched. 5:15 to go here in the third quarter. 2-play drive, coverage 57 yards for the Red Devils, and the kick is up, and the kick is no good. So 33-0 is the score in favor of Central.
5:15 remaining in the third quarter. Central 33, Eufaula nothing.
Doug, what is the mercy rule? How many points ahead does the team have to be for the agreement to run the clock?
I don't remember in football, but in basketball it has different things for different quarters. But the thing is, both coaches have to agree to it. And I was told that Coach Rigby was not going to agree to it, that we're out here to play. So,
well I'm just asking. I didn't know. I mean, we're filling time here in a 33-point game. Tigers trail. Tigers trail 13-0 with a minute and a half to go in the first half of play. I mean, it's been 20 points put up by Central in the last 8 minutes of game action after the Tigers put up a valiant effort through 22 minutes of the first half.
Left-footed kicker gets ready to kick it off for the Red Devil. Keith, I know it makes a difference on a pass rush if it's a left-handed passer. I wonder if it makes a difference the way the ball spins or anything on a left-footed kicker. I've never heard that discussion.
Never have either. I'm sure it spins differently. I don't know if it makes that big of a difference catching an end-over-end kick. But it's going to come down at the 10-yard line. It's going to be Coleman again. Coleman with some running room. He got knocked off balance about the 25-yard line that affected his speed. He still took it across the 35 to the 37. It's still a fine return of 27 yards for Jalen Coleman.
That's a lot of team speed out there. You see, he breaks that wave and he gets through that first line. But if he makes any kind of a cut at all, it doesn't go straight south with it. That wave catches back up to him. So just a lot of speed for the Red Devils.
He kind of got knocked off balance, which if he could have maintained his speed through that hole, he might have had a chance on that particular kickoff. But like you said, not many holes in that Central cover team. 1st and 10 from the 37. Cotton throws it complete to Cochran. Birch Cochran up across the 40 to the 42-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 5 yards on the play. 5-yard gain.
Second and 5 from the 42.
The big 400-pound nose tackle is in there for Central. That is Mekhi Simpson. 5'10", 400 pounds. It's going to be a handoff to Henry. Henry's going to be hitting the backfield, and Doug, he's going to go down for a 2-yard loss, unfortunately.
He got stomped on by number 93, trying to get up off of him, too. Big old boy. That's going to be a
He's 6'1", 280. Yeah, 2-yard loss on that play. 3rd and 7. Still 3:45 to go in the third quarter. The Tigers just not using any clock. Only a minute and 20 seconds so far on these 2 plays the Tigers have run.
They try to draw them off sides with 18 seconds on the play clock, so now they're going to change the play. They're going to use the play clock this time. Game clock running, 3:28 to go in the third.
Copeland Cotton takes it. Has a rush. He eludes. He's going to throw it late over the middle. There's a man there, but he's going to, fortunately, give it to Brady Anderson that time to prevent the interception. 25 had dropped back in coverage. Browning Anderson, I'm sorry. And Anderson actually prevented an interception there as 25 had the ball in his hands, and Anderson separated him from the ball to prevent the interception. It was Jaden Coleman for Central. 3:18 to go. Punting situation for the Tigers.
Dropping back deep is looks like Dalen Gentry, a sophomore, 5'9", 155. All right, very well could be his 2 5s. Could be Billingsley, a junior back deep for the Red Devils now.
Anderson punts it away. It's going to be an end-over-end kick. It's going to be fielded on a fair catch at the 27-yard line.
That was a very vague fair catch signal. As it was both hands, and it didn't get above his shoulders. It almost looked like he was waving his guys out of the way instead of a fair catch. But that's where the Red Devils will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line.
It's still Nix in the game, Doug. Still, starting running back. I was looking for some new numbers potentially for them, but it's not. Starting running back, Moultrie is still in there. Starting receiver, English. There is a different running back, 26, who's fallen back into the backfield. Banks, 5'11", 180. Banks runs around the right end and picks up about 6 yards out to the 33-yard line.
Well, I tell you, there's not a lot of subbing going on. So if 172 people dressed, if I'm the 6th left guard on the line and I'm not seeing playing time up 33-0, I think it's time to take up fishing.
Yeah. We're pretty close to the Chattahoochee here.
Yeah, it's just a little roll down the hill right over there out of that parking lot.
2nd down and 4, 2:25 and counting here in the third quarter. 33-0 is your score. Handoff once again to Banks. Banks with a 1st down and more. He's cutting it back up the middle. He'll get to midfield, so give him 17 yards on that gain. Dougie, you can tell now the depth is taking its toll right now as the Tigers coming up here with only 44 players, and now Central is finding a lot of room to run on the Tiger defense.
Our right end was lined up off sides at the time, and the official down here in front of the Red Devil bench reached for his flag, but as he broke open in the secondary, he did not throw it.
So 1st and 10 from midfield, 1:42 and counting here. Caleb Nix, the quarterback. He'll hand it off to Banks. Once again, Banks with running room. He'll have 5. He'll have 6 yards to the 44-yard line. Just a sweep play around the right end, just a buck sweep. He handed it off around that end. 1:28 and counting here in the third. 2nd down and 4. 33-0, the Red Devils lead. As we said earlier, it was 13-0 Red Devils with a minute and a half to go in the first half before a 65-yard punt return. Put them up 20-0 at halftime. A quick turnover by the Tigers in the third quarter gave Central another touchdown, and then a 57-yard run on Central's last possession. Nix calling for the shotgun snap. He'll take it. Going to hand off to Banks again. Banks is going to have a little running room. He's going to pick up a 1st down as he takes it inside the 40 to the 39. Banks is a sophomore running back. Now, number 1 is in there, the starting running back, but apparently he is split out.
They had 5 receivers last week, all to gain. Nobody went over 100 yards, but they had a lot of yards. Tonight they got 5 running backs, all with a lot of yards and nobody over 100. It would be interesting if I was an odds maker to have a bet to see which one of these running backs actually goes over 100 yards for them first this year. And yes, Charles, I'm Baptist, so I can bet and still go to heaven. So
a bunch of talent for this Central team. Just a deep team. Banks, this time he makes guys miss. You can just see the fatigue, Doug.
Goodness.
We had him all over the place in the backfield. He's going to pick up 4 yards to the 35-yard line on the final play of the third quarter. 3 Tigers had him about 3 yards deep. Then another man had a shot at him around the line of scrimmage. He picked up 4 yards, second down and 6. On the final play of the third quarter, we'll be back with the fourth quarter action. Tigers trailed 33-0. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this commercial break.
Proudly serving the Eufaula area for over 30 years, Wirtz Consulting is here to help you with all of your IT needs. Call Chris Wirtz at 334-695-2820.
Carol Ozark coming in here tonight.
No doubt about it.
Worked it.
No doubt about it. No doubt. In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, car, and life insurance. In Eufaula, call Alpha agents Keith or Brooke Bryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue. Maybe our defensive backs.
Proudly serving the Eufaula area for over 30 years, Wirtz Consulting is here to help you with all of your IT needs. Call Chris Wirtz at 334-695-2820.
Second down and 6 from the 35-yard line. Eufaula right in front of us here from Garrett Harrison Stadium as we begin the fourth quarter of play. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Banks. Running room up the middle. Banks is running hard. He's going to take it to the 21-yard line. That's a 14-yard gain for the sophomore running back. So credit to Central. They have subbed a little bit. It is the sophomore running back still running behind that starting offensive line. I tell you what, they like the 50 numbers up here. 50, 55, 54, 56, and 59 is their starting offensive line.
14. First and 10, Red Devils, coming ball 21.
That offensive line may be a little smaller this year. I know a couple of years ago, Logan came up here and went against one. He was huge. Actually, he's a starter. I think he's starting right tackle for Alabama now, right or left tackle for the University of Alabama. Well, if nothing else, Bo Nix and Patrick Nix are talking on the sideline there for a minute. Bo comes out with 8 seconds on the play clock. They're running the play clock down. That'll help the Tigers a little bit here, find the end of this game.
Banks around the right end.
Seal.
He's going to take it inside the 15 to the, well, they're going to spot him at the 14-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 7. He's going to quickly become one of the leading rushers.
He is
on the night.
He's up to number 2 now. He just passed, I think it was to Lewis that had the long carry for the touchdown, the 57-yarder. So he just 7 carries now for 60 yards. He only trails Moultrie, the starting running back, who had 7 carries for 77. 10 seconds on the play clock. They get the play out. Second and a long 3. Oh, man.
Banks tackled in the backfield that time for a loss. Did not see what y'all were referring to.
Number 14 for Central. I guess the wide receiver Molby, the junior, he decleated one of our defensive backs coming on a blitz.
So that was a loss of 3 yards on that play. It's third down now and
Was
6.
that Banks?
Yes.
Okay.
But Palmer got him in it. The offensive line, the center for some reason is not on this roster, but 6'1", 240, 6'1", 285, 6'2", 350, and 6'2", 260.
What number is the center? See if he's
50.
on this one.
50.
That's 5 pages deep on this roster. And
Nick's looking to throw the ball this time. A lot of pressure. Going to throw it late. It's a jump ball. Incomplete. So it's 4th down and 6 now. There's a penalty flag, though, lying in the Eufaula secondary.
Dixon is the center.
Maybe it's lineman downfield. Yes, it's going to be lineman downfield.
Dixon's the center on that one, and I don't have his size. So
Dixon. Let's see if he's listed under another number.
He's the only 50 I have on this roster. Almost every number has duplicate. But Matthew Dixon, a senior offensive lineman, is probably who that is, and I do not have a size on him.
And he is not listed on this roster at all. This little roster is
number 50 is left tackle now. That's a big guy over center, 79.
Yeah, they moved. This is the
field goal. Okay,
yeah.
I got you. That's about the only thing they hadn't been able to do. This, I guess, would be the first attempt on a field goal tonight.
Yeah, it will make it 36.
Number 42.
But they're working on game situations. This is actually a good coaching move here. It'd be a 34-yard field goal. The kick is up, and that kick is going to be wide right. No good. So the Tiger defense holds, and with 8:31 to go in the game, Eufaula will get the ball back at their 20-yard line.
Keith, just for instance, the roster I have, number 43 is shared by Mark Smith, Freddie Upshaw, Ladarius Terry. Okay, Ladarius Terry is listed. No, Ladarius Terry, it shows a junior and a sophomore. That may be a misprint. Smith, Garrett, Kept, and Mark Baker. So what, six different number 43s?
Going to hand the ball off. It's going to be Coleman trying to turn the corner, but there's just nowhere to go. He's going to lose 2 yards back to the 18-yard line. It's the 12th possession of the game for Eufaula. Doug, Eufaula under 100 yards of offense in this game. Barely certain. They had 49, I believe it was.
59.
59, I'm sorry, 59 at halftime. And we haven't added it up here, but I don't remember any.
Cochran lost 18 on the fumble,
yeah.
So some of those is really working against them. Cotton's last carry, sack was -10, so.
2 turnovers in the big negative plays. It's going to be Harris at right side. Harris is going to be up near first down, actually. He's going to have 10 yards to the 28-yard line for Harris. Be 3rd down and 2, 7:28 and counting here to go. And Central has subbed quite a bit on the defensive side of the ball now, except for the big nose tackle. He is still in there, the 400-pounder, Makai Simpson.
He's working on his figure there a little bit.
Eufaula getting set late. 3rd down and 2. Going to change the play with 12 seconds on the play clock. 3rd down, actually 1. They spotted it at the 29-yard line. Going to hand off at the middle. It's going to be a first down for Harris to the 32-yard line. Give him 3 yards on that play. Tigers, it's their first down in a while. Harris may be cramping. He's looked pretty good running the ball tonight. Has Marquay Harris. He's a sophomore running back. Harris has got some positive things in that young man's future. Just a sophomore, Doug. He's looked good carrying the ball in a tough situation tonight. 6:30 exactly to go here in the 4th with the clock rolling. 33-0. Eufaula trails. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Cotton has gone all the way at quarterback. He'll take the shotgun snap. Look to throw. He's going to throw it deep. He has a man there. It's going to be, if they could have connected, it would have been a touchdown. It was misplayed that time by the receiver. The ball did drift over his outside shoulder instead of leading him to the inside. If he leads him inside, it's a touchdown if he makes the catch. It was Antron Mitchell, a sophomore wide receiver, Doug. But it would have been tough because it went to his outside. But if he could have come up with it, made the adjustment, it would have been a touchdown at 68 yards.
Any of the receivers we had last year and we're the 1st and 2nd team receivers tonight are out. So that's taking a heat timeout. Let's take a heat timeout, too, from the Brown Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? Is it a cool lake breeze on a hot summer day or by a warm fire on a cold night? Make every room in the house as inviting as the next. Also, make the air fresh and clean for everyone and keep humidity where it belongs. At Carrier, comfort means more than just the temperature. Contact Brown Heating and Air Condition, 714 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-5244.
This is a lot of their brick.
With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358.
It was running.
Benny Whitehead Incorporated has called Eufaula home since 1965. Today, the family-owned business owns and operates 119 tractors and trailers and employs over 150 people. Benny Whitehead is nationally known as a leader in safety and keeping the air clean and fuel consumption low. Benny Whitehead Incorporated loves Eufaula and would like to wish Lakeside and Eufaula safe and successful seasons.
Slade Sebring in at running back for the Tigers around the right end. He picks up 3 yards on 2nd down and 10. Actually, it's going to be the better part of 4 yards. Well, no, they're going to spot it back to 35. First down would come at the 42-yard line. So a short 7 to go on 3rd down with 5:30 exactly to go here in the 4th quarter play. Cotton at quarterback in shotgun. He has Sebring flanked to his right. He'll fake to Sebring. He's rolling. He's going to take it, and he's going to throw it away. Doug, of course, that had to make an individual effort, but he had a running back standing there as a safety valve. If he hit him early, he had a little bit of running room. He'd had to break a tackle or two, but he'd had a chance to possibly pick up his first down.
Got to give him a chance. Not like we're protecting a lot of stats here tonight.
It was Henry, actually, that was over there standing right around the line of scrimmage. Early on in that play, he was standing there. Nobody around him. He'd have had to break a tackle or two as the defense was beyond the first down sticks, but they'd have come up closing on him. He is a big boy at 6'3", 225. So, anyway, 4th down. Clock continued to run here. And we got away with one there as Anderson put his knee down. And that punt, another good spiral. It goes inside the 30. It'll be down at the 27-yard line. Doug, I missed the where we snapped the ball from. I think we snapped it from the 35-yard line. I think it was a 35, so let's do the math on that. 35, about a 37-yard punt, but it was all in the air. Nice spiral. Pretty happy with that. He's done a great job punting tonight. So Central comes out, 4 minutes on the clock. I think we're going to finally have a new quarterback in the game for the Red Devils. We knew the odds were long on this game tonight as we came up here, as Tigers shorthanded coming to a tough place to play. The 5th-ranked team in Class 7A, a lot of depth, a lot of talent. It's going to be a new running back this time for Central, number 23 on the carry. And the Eufaula has that's one thing we haven't really had. We talked about Lewis. We didn't see the injury. He went off the field, but now we've got a player down, I think, with cramps for Eufaula. But it would seem we came to this game fairly healthy, and we hope that Lewis's injury is nothing serious.
I sure hope so. And it's probably is cramps. We've had a lot of players playing a lot of minutes out there. Fortunately for Central, all that subbing in and out, they're fresh.
So the clock is stopped while they tend to the injured player who's still standing out there on the field. They're rubbing out his calf. I see it now. I could not see because Coach Rigby's out on the field, but he's going to walk off now. I would think, Doug, probably when he gets to about the hash mark or maybe halfway between the hash mark and the sidelines, I would expect this clock to go back in motion. 33-0 is the score in favor of the Red Devils. So new quarterback in the game for Central now is Jalen Epps. He is a junior, 6'1", 175.
He played quite a few snaps last week.
Clock did not go in motion. It will now. It's going to be Epps keeping it. He's going to try to fake. He does get around the end and break containment. He'll pick up a first down as he runs out of bounds. The flag is down at the 40-yard line. Now, where that flag lays, I don't think it's on the Eufaula Tigers. I really believe it's going to be some kind of illegal block on Central, but we'll see. 3:15 to go in the game. The clock is stopped. We'll see what the call is. Holding on Central. So it does go against the Red Devils here.
Well, all I can say is they finally saw it.
Yeah. Where was that call when it was 13? When it was 7-0 or 6-0 or whatever it was.
That seal on that outside's been there for a reason.
I tell you what, Doug, in all fairness, I cannot imagine a scenario other than 5 or 6 turnovers or something like that. I can't imagine a scenario in which Eufaula beat Central tonight with the personnel that Eufaula brought up here tonight.
Yeah, and especially not with Lewis going out. It just kind of went downhill after that. I mean, if we'd have got one of the turnovers earlier that was questionable, a couple of things like that, maybe. But, you can only take so many hits on your starting lineup.
So 2nd down and 11 now with under 3 minutes to go. Going to hand it off to the back. He's going to break a couple of tackles and go down around the original line of scrimmage at the 28-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 now.
I mean, somebody put a good spin on it in perspective, I guess. Today they said, they have so many folks out from their starting position. Imagine if you was a police officer or a school teacher and you had to go in and be a nurse in the morning or a pharmacist. I mean, a lot of these guys are put into a spot. They have absolutely no idea what they're really supposed to be doing.
Right. Tough situation all the way around, and we knew it coming in. Hats off to Coach Rigby and the guys for showing as well as they have tonight. Even though 33-0 is going to be a shutout loss, barring some kind of strange event here at the end of this game, but a valiant effort nevertheless.
I think Central took the timeout.
I
thought he signaled that way.
Yes. Could not tell.
Pretty sure it was Central. So tell you what, while we have a second, let's pay some more bills, take another commercial timeout. We'll be right back after this.
Does your IT infrastructure or computer equipment have you sidelined? Don't throw in the towel yet. Call Chris Wirtz at Wirtz Consulting at 334-695-2820.
He doesn't really need.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Caleb, whatever.
Benny Whitehead Incorporated has called Eufaula home since 1965. Today, the family-owned business owns and operates 119 tractors and trailers and employs over 150 people. Benny Whitehead is nationally known as a leader in safety and keeping the air clean and fuel consumption low. Benny Whitehead Incorporated loves Eufaula and would like to wish Lakeside and Eufaula safe and successful seasons.
They've been
back in Phenix City at Garrett Harrison Stadium. 2 minutes to go in this game. It's 3rd and 10 for the Central Red Devils from their 28-yard line. A passing situation here. They're going to throw it. 15 who returned the punt for a touchdown. He was out there, had a step on the defensive back. That pass falls incomplete down at the 30-yard line, but a good arm shown by the backup quarterbacks. He really let that one fly. But it falls incomplete. It's 4th and 10 with 1:39 to go in the game.
That's why I never got to play defense, Keith, because it's 33-0, and they're throwing the ball that deep. With 1 minute and 32 seconds left, I'd be out of the game with a personal foul on the quarterback right there.
Yeah. So they're going to go for it on 4th down.
The play clock's running down under 10 seconds now. Game clock still with 1 minute and 16 seconds. We'll see.
I don't think Eufaula realizes because Slade Seaburn is standing back deep like he's going to return a punt.
I think they're going to take a timeout and send out the punting unit, hopefully.
Well, they ran the clock down after the incomplete pass, but they'll get no argument from us. 9:51 Central Standard Time here on the river in Phenix City. So 1:06 to go. Eufaula trails 33-0. Next week they'll be at home for the Robert E. Lee Generals coming to Eufaula. Of course, it was a tough loss last year in Montgomery. Tigers on the short end to Lee in a game that was close until the second half, and Lee really asserted themselves in the running game and was able to defeat the Tigers last year. One of only 3 losses last year for the Tigers. Tigers came up short to Opelika and lost, of course, to Blunt. And Lee is beating Jeff Davis 34-13 tonight.
Jeff Davis had a rough year last year, and I was told it wasn't going to be much better this year. Let's hope that's the case there, as that's the first game for Lee this year. They were off the first week.
New punter in the game, number 15, who just almost came up with that long pass play there and returned the punt 65 yards for a touchdown in the first half. He will handle punting duties this time for Central. Slade Seburn's back for Eufaula. It'd be great if Seburn could get himself a return for a touchdown.
Blocked it.
Seburn catches it at his 40. He cuts upfield, but that's where he meets about 5 Red Devils at the 46-yard line. Eufaula with 45 seconds. No, 43. Still running. So
that may be the last play.
That might be the last play unless they get motivated here.
They're going to let it run now. So
this will be the final play of the game. Barring a long touchdown play here, Eufaula will go down 33-0 here in a shutout loss. Cotton calls for the snap. It's high. He's going to hand it off to Harris. Harris around the right end. Harris is going to take it into Red Devil territory down to the 41-yard line on the final play of the game. Tigers going to come up short tonight, 33-0 on the road here at the 5th-ranked team in Class 7A, the Central Red Devils. Next week, the Tigers will be back home. Robert E. Lee from Tiger Stadium, 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll have the pregame show for you here at 6:40. Doug, all things considered, considering all the injury or all the people that were held out for Eufaula, not the worst scenario, an outcome for this game when you have 2 turnovers that lead to touchdowns and a return for a touchdown. That's 21 points of the 33 on the board. So the defense, especially in the first half, with a good effort on the road here at Central, this team can get the players back and get to full strength. They could do some nice things this year.
Well, they got a couple of important region games coming up. You'd like to have them back soon, but it may be a few weeks before we can get that roster back where it needs to be. You can't just get them back in 6 or 7 days. Sometimes you got to wait the 10 to 14, or if they actually had it, it could be 3-4 weeks before they're possibly back ready to play. So we'll just keep you updated and start over again next week when it counts in a region game.
Once again, we want to thank all of our sponsors who make tonight's broadcast possible. They're listed on the banners, and you've heard their ads during the course of the game. We genuinely appreciate all that they do for us, bringing you the Eufaula High School action. For those of you who can't make it to the game, next week we'll be at home. We said Robert E. Lee Generals come calling the first region game of the year for the Tigers. They'll go into that game 1-1. If you can't make it out of the game, we'll have it for you right here. For Doug Opperman, I'm Keith Brown, wishing a good night and a great weekend. Thanks for Charles Urban for doing our engineering here in the studio in the Brown Heat and Air studio tonight from Garrett Harrison Stadium. But I hope you have a great week and a good weekend. Talk to you later. Go Tigers.